Someone call the ambulance. Chaser, where the fuck is that fucking faggot? Oh wait, Nick Ricada, are you gonna get me out of state for being a sick revenge porn Ricada and a tax evader? Nick, why don't you donate a couple $100? You're probably getting sick with paper. You're getting sticked with grapes. I'm just getting stick with papers. Damn, look at the state. I'm a fucking bitter hater. Lawsuits going on in 2 states, and all they ever say is horse rapists. Fucking Blaze, they really don't like this. Nick, how about you learn how to form a case? They're not just throwing punches, these niggas be throwing diapers, and I can't afford to fight this since they brought forward my case. Nick, I don't like that tweet you made. I don't like your evil face. Fuck your legal takes. Time to fornicate. Start cross-breeding your wife with the guy that's no more than 4'8". Yeah, they said I'm 5'1". Now after I caught that plane, they said I got that brain damage. I'm probably insane. I pulled my panties aside, squat on this bowling plane. Bitch asked me where the bathroom is. A game. This whole fucking thing's the bathroom. What was I saying? Hold my tongue before I say some shit I can't reword. A fucking massive cuck deserves a massive turd. That's right, you niggas heard. God damn it, I shit the bed so much niggas call me Hamber Heard. Before I get indicted, you're always invited. Before I get indicted, you're always invited. Before I get indicted, you're always invited. Jesse, say hi to Faith. Alice, say hi to Babe. No need to hide your face. Up in the league of brave. You can call me Superman, but I don't go for Lois Lane. Pick the white trash, just lane with the slowest brain. I'm a cop to blame. The second hot awful slain. Gator and Augie same. You dumb niggas all the same. Flamingo, Mimico, I see now why your ass is single. It's simple. Your sister's in the basement screaming, let me go. I got no talent, but I guess I've got a talent for gas and hard. But I don't mean I'll crash art. Just that you're my passage jar. They love MC Jarbo. Of course, I want to hear the gun. Come on, Matt. Share that shit with everyone.
All right, man. Dad would never have to improvise, no mission or plan to try to crowdfund feeding all these kids that he's had. So where's the next one gonna be, dog? Michigan, man. Can't be that many fat chicks who like these pics in Japan. The West be the world's best non-visiting dad. The worst shit on his laptop makes even the president sad. This nigger went from Allah Akbar, while Alaikum Salam, to a straight bitch that needs like 8 fucking acres of land.
Before I get indicted, you're always invited. You know what? Fuck you, moron. You're always invited. Before I get indicted, you're always invited.
About people that hate us and we hate back.
Yes, it's absolutely amazing. We've got a long ass stream this week. I'll be excited to see how long it goes.
I would like to remind people that with Papi getting outed, I again am 100% on people. I was like, I don't like that person. I'm not gonna follow them, and then turning out to be an asshole later.
It was kind of funny, just how right you were.
I never liked him. I always said he was a walking red flag, and then this shit happened.
I mean, like, when I was looking at just, like, you know, Papi the Lich King on Twitter, I seen some people say, oh, I was blocked by all these people when I tried calling Papi out before, but now look what happened. I was right.
Yeah. I'm
yeah.
a good fish.
You're a good fish.
I'm like a dowsing rod for assholes.
So do you have
I
the
mean-
doc pulled up? I want to make
do.
sure it's pulled up.
Hold on, here. I will send it. I'll send it in shooting the shit.
Okay. By the way, chat, do we want to talk about the smaller stuff first, or do we want to do the whole doc first? Because we got some small stuff.
Let's do the smaller stuff first,
Okay.
and then we'll get to the meat and potatoes of everything.
Okay, okay.
Chat, we will save Papi for the top of the hour.
Awesome,
Yeah.
We have a
awesome.
bunch of random little shit going on this week.
So I've got a few
Yeah.
things to pull up here. The one thing that do you want to start with the AI thing?
Do you want to share on Discord
Here.
so my
I
side
can let
view?
people know on the AI thing because the AI thing is kind of boring. There's really not much going on with it.
Yeah.
So, for those of you who don't know, the Screen Actors Guild decided everybody was going to strike because Hollywood was starting to use AI and stuff. Well, they just came out with their new contract. And basically, all of the actors and writers said, you know what? Those voice actor people, fuck them. So there's actually a provision in the new contract that says you can't replace writers and actors with AI, but you can replace voice actors. So fuck those guys in particular, I guess.
Yeah, it's really funny because like
Which, given all the stuff about localization lately, it almost makes me laugh a little bit.
Scap says, "Can I get Mizu like 10% louder?"
yes,
Boost. I'm as close to my mic as I can be.
I can make you louder then. I've made you
guys
louder
turned
on
me down a
myself.
little bit the other day. Also, here,
It's
chat,
like-
real quick, I forgot my Spotify.
It's funny because like if you look at numbers objectively,
Oh
they're
gosh.
just you would think that they would try to replace the more higher paying jobs for like the entertainment stuff because voice actors get paid like the least out of writers and producers and stuff.
They're like, nope, get rid of the voice actors. So
Yeah,
I've actually
it's
brought this up before when it comes to AI, mostly because nobody cared about AI when they were replacing like blue collar jobs and stuff like that.
yeah.
People really only care when they think it affects them.
Oh yeah, it's really again, it's just really funny that like wasn't the main point of the strikes when they were taking place last year just well, it was mostly AI, and then
Just
it was
prevent
like
AI.
pay us more money as well. There was also writer strikes as well because of AI and payment. And now that all that is done, they're like, all right, we're just gonna put the AI stuff in here anyway. And you guys have to agree. See, chat. I'll keep this short, but this is why I hate unions. All right, I have been anti-union pretty much ever since I've been in a union of my own. So for those that don't know, I used to be armed security. Armed security is all part of specific. There is a specific union that we were part of. I can't remember the name of it. But our union officer that was in charge of us, one, liked to brag about how he took our money, and two, liked to brag about how he didn't care about helping any of us. So I don't like unions at all. I feel like unions are, for the most part, useless pieces of shit, and they're only there to take your money, and that's it. So the fact that the SAG-AFTRA is doing this is hilarious to me. And all I can say is, you get what you fucking paid for. All right? You get what you paid for.
Yeah, it's like
Rant over.
honestly, all of the fucking like protests and everything, and oh, we'll listen to your guys' sides of things. It's just for show to keep everyone just shutting the fuck up. And you know, you don't know what's being discussed behind closed doors
Nope.
because they will only show so much to the public. So like, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much all we got for the writers. That thing.
The
It's
writers were boring.
it is pretty boring, but again, it's just funny to bring up that like AI. Again, I personally think that having AI and everything is kind of bad because like it is cost cutting and it just feels very cheap. But it is coming, and people need to be ready for it because if they're not and they don't adjust themselves accordingly, shit's gonna suck. Just saying. Just saying.
Joe could die.
Huh?
Oka did die.
Am I not here anymore?
You just your voice was cut out. Hey Azahara, we just talked about the whole AI thing with SAG-AFTRA and stuff.
Am I not here anymore?
It's dumb.
You're
Well,
here.
now you are.
Okay. Hold on a moment. And we still live?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is my stream still live? Okay, it is.
You just cut out for like 5 seconds. It's fine.
You gave me a heart attack here. Alright, thank God that I have one of these computers wired. Okay. Sorry, what were we talking about? We were rounding out the AI.
Wow.
Am I gone?
Now you're back.
Am I cutting out again?
Discord said women talk too much.
No more woman.
Hold on a moment.
Hi, Tyler. You're gonna have to pull a Zentrea and use just text-to-speech.
Is it dying?
Stream Oka.
Is the YouTube
It's
stream
on a-
still live? That's all that I need to know.
Yeah, it's still up.
Okay. Am I back
It's
now?
just your-
You've
right
not
now,
dropped
yeah.
once. You're just like cutting out slightly every few minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, my
Let's try it
apologies.
again. You're okay.
Alright. Yeah. To cap off the AI stuff, it's coming. People should consider getting a job that's not in an office building, because honestly, those are the first places to go. Alright. The other thing that I kind of wanted to talk about that I thought was really funny was the collab stuff. This is a topic that I felt like was really interesting to read through. I read through some of these quote tweets. People are really upset that every time you do a collab, you don't instantly become friends with somebody. A lot of people are
okay.
very upset.
Hold on. This is something that I find interesting because a friend of mine who isn't really into the whole VTuber thing because she thinks it's stupid and shit. But like, she was asking me, hey, what do you think about this? Do you think that collabs should only be with people that you're friends with or you expect to make friends with? And to be honest, one, I don't do many collabs anyway, but two, the collabs that I have done have been with like complete strangers and we vibed pretty well for the collab. Like for example, the Lethal Company one that I did on Desiree's stream, which is a lot of fun. And I know I wasn't like that close with Jazz and Rosa when we did our collab for their podcast.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm not like, you know, best friends with them now. Well, Rosa and Jazz, yeah. But like, you know, I made some new mutuals and stuff from a couple of the collabs, but it's just kind of, you know, amicable. It's not like best friends forever.
Right.
So like,
it's one of those things where, like, I understand some people can be upset that after you have a collab with somebody, they're not BFFs. But, like, people are really upset. Like, this one's really funny. It's like, if you collab with, if you don't collab with the intentions of hanging out, don't ask. And it's just like, bro, you don't understand why these happen. People like to meld audiences. I try to be nice to the people I talk to, but sometimes I don't intend to like be friendly with everybody. It's just a, hey, let's mix our audiences like each other. Maybe we'll like each other. And there is a business aspect to it. And if you're upset with the business aspect, don't stream then. Sorry.
it's like honestly, before you fucking fished me out of the fucking ocean to join Juniper, we didn't really talk much.
No. But that's fine, because it took one of the reasons why I do try to collab with random people is I am still like in the mood of trying to find people that I feel like I would vibe with. But like, again, people get so pissy when it's just like, oh, you're doing this just for business? Well, I don't want to do it with you. And it's just like, okay, then you're not gonna grow your own business. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm kind of in between, I think both sides are dumb. I really don't think you should be collabing with somebody just for business purposes. because then you're literally turning the entire thing into just a business, and
Right.
it just makes you more of a fake person.
Right. No,
But
I
on the
agree.
other hand, you shouldn't only be doing it just for friendship,
Mm-hmm.
because it is still partially a business.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing people don't get, is they always want it to be like fully one or the other. You're either doing everything for charity, or you're doing everything because you're an asshole who only sees dollar signs.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't understand why we can't be in between.
Mizu's still
I
kind
mean,
of
it's
quiet.
like-
Alright, I'll pump him up more.
I think it also depends on who you are collabing with, or like, because for example, because I decided to like look at agency's page, and they literally have a thing under their talent page saying, "Hey, do you want to collab with this person? Email us here and we'll talk terms," and that's when it's business. But if it's just with someone random and shit, you could think of it more fun than business.
I think with the Hololive stuff, it's all business like you can't just randomly message them and that'll happen. You have to be on good terms with people like Cover, you know?
I honestly think it's with all of the bigger agencies, V Shit Show, fucking Niji Sanji, fucking Hololive, Idol. Like, okay, this is funny. Speaking of, well, not Idol specifically, but fucking Face Connect. When I was I know, Scab, you are going to poke fun at me again just because I mentioned Gundam, but I was watching Gundam's live stream, and some of his viewers were like, "Oh, when's the fucking Pipkin Pippa collab?" And I'm just like, dude, Face Connect would not let that man smell her farts, let alone collab with her, because he's problematic. If they won't let,
If
the
YouTube doesn't
average
monetize
Mizu
him,
do anything.
there's no way. Absolutely
Yeah.
not. That's the thing that
Shut
like,
up, Scab.
I still want to
funny,
get my Pippa collab.
funny little aside. One of the reasons why Ricada doesn't like VTubers is because he tried to collab with Pippa, and then he said some nasty things about some of the VTubers in her group, and Face Connect was like, yeah, no thank you. So like, if you want to collab with somebody, which I guess this is kind of shutting off everybody in V Shoujo, which is fine, you can't disparage the company.
I'll disparage V Shoujo all I want.
But anyway, just to kind of like I do kind of agree with Mizu that like you have to kind of be in the middle. Like I don't want purely a business transaction. Like obviously because this is a business for me, I do want to look at the benefits of like if I collab with this person, is it a good or bad thing?
This was a discussion that came up on Twitter and that came up in like the little interview thing I did last night. But you can't only do content creation as a business. It will destroy you.
Yeah.
The only people that can get away with doing content creation is nothing but a business with no like personal investment in it, or unironically psychopaths.
Yeah.
People like J Station.
Oh
that
gosh,
think
he's gone, thankfully.
Yeah, but like it's people like him are the only people that can do content creation solely as a business venture.
Guys, I am summoning Lumi and Mizu at 3 a.m. Don't do it because they will do nasty things to you.
Did you know he's an actual Satanist?
Yeah, I know. It's weird.
Not even fucking surprised.
No, but
Wild
I
things about YouTubers.
I do agree. It has to be in the middle. Like you have to look at it from a business perspective, but you also have to like not be very black and white. If you know what I mean. You have to
It's
like
kind of racist.
maybe. But
We support all colors here, chat.
we do. We support all colors, not just black and white.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was an interesting thing. A lot of people commented on it. A lot of people were very pissy about it. And it's just like, why can't you be both? Why can't you look for the business aspect? Because like a successful person will do both. Try to be friendly and do the business.
I honestly strive to be like the weatherman. That's my dream.
What was his policy? Didn't he just like let anybody on if he felt like they were cool?
He would just go onto random people's streams if they invited him. I also strive to be him with merch, because his thought with merch is that I don't want to put out anything that a person wouldn't reasonably wear in polite company.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why, like, his only merch is the hat with the 4 stars on it, because somebody would reasonably wear that and it doesn't look trashy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Granted, I still want trashy merch. I want, like, Mizu ass on a hoodie, and somebody cause around.
Oh my god.
I just genuinely want stuff that people would also wear around.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right. So do we want to talk about V-Sour or Kawa?
I don't think we know enough about V-Sour to really go into it.
Okay.
I mean,
We can give a
the only
preamble
thing
for it.
The only thing that I will mention about V-Sour, because I called this shit out in fucking September. It's like, September was my month of, like, clairvoyance when it came to fucking black companies, apparently. With V-Sour and fucking Akio Air. Because I was covering that shit before literally anyone would touch it.
Yes.
Anyways.
Well,
The thing with V-Sour is that, it's like, I looked at their website, and it literally looks like something that you would get a pop-up ad for. It is so fucking trashy. It looks bad.
do you want me to read the messages that because we talked about this, because this is back when you and I were brand new friends, kind of, and we were just talking about different agencies that you had applied to, and let's see, do you want me to read out what you said? I'm not gonna show them, but do you want me to read out what I said, what you and I talked about?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we were talking about and you said that, like, Miko was one of the ones that tried to join them, and, like, they were promoting her.
She was, yeah, because I know I was saying that they're just trying to ride her coattail, because every single one of their other quote-unquote talents only had, like, 150 followers on their shit.
Yeah. Which is weird.
And they mostly had, like, IRL stuff, and the parent company also just does, like, IRL podcast and shit. Yeah.
No, yeah, so okay, Chad, here's the thing. When and technically Paco and I did plan on doing this, is like, he wanted me to grow a little bit before trying to find other people, because he wanted to, like, say, hey, if this person can do it, we believe that we can grow you as well. So, like, the goal is to, like, grow, not too much, like, you know, I'd say that 10,000 was definitely going to be the cap before we started to, like, put more effort out there. But, like, you know, growing somebody a little bit and then searching for other people is not a bad strategy. But the person that they brought in, I think that I looked at they have over 10,000 followers. They like 20 or 30, at least on Twitter. And so they were pretty big. And with when all of your talents are that, when one of your talents is that big, and then everybody else is like 100, 200 followers, it can be kind of sketch. It can be. It really depends. Unless everybody else is starting at the same time on the same footing, it really is weird or kind of unheard of. Is that Paco in the background? No.
Nope, that's my boyfriend. That's the Moose Man. If you know, you know.
No, yeah. So we were talking about it, and Lily was like, "Oh, they're propping up this one person," and you know, we basically just talked about this agency looks kind of shady, not gonna lie. And today, one of their talents came out and said that they quit and that they're stepping away, and then V-Sour.
They called everyone abusive.
Yeah, pretty much.
They were gaslit. It was a shit organization.
Let me read this, because this is kind of interesting. Here, I'll pull it up for you guys as well. They said, "I'm no longer affiliated with V-Sour. Been lied to and gaslit for it afterward." Ooh, I don't know. Wait. I've been lied to and gaslit for it afterwards. Oh, okay. I'm extremely hurt by how I thought I could trust these people and how many empty promises were given. I was not given a chance to explain myself, and I have learned that my own boss has been bad-mouthing me to other ex-members. Ironically, this won't change anything in my content besides clipping and editing for me every once in a while. They didn't even do that. I genuinely did like the agency and do appreciate the things they've done for me up till most recently, and wish the remaining members the best of their journey. Yeah, so, this person was like, "Hey, I didn't enjoy my time here. and then they left, and then the main account deactivated everything. Their website is gone. Lumi, what did you say that you found that of theirs that was gone? Because you found a lot.
Oh. Hold on, let me get you the link to their parent company.
Yeah.
Because it's like you can just scroll through it and you can just be like, what the actual fuck is this?
Yeah,
because
for sure.
I hate it. It's called Sour Kids Productions.
Alright. This sounds like one of those, what am I thinking of? Like other agencies, like, what's it called? The other big agencies with IRL streamers and stuff. That's what it kind of looks like. And it looks like what they wanted to do is dip into VTubing. But the thing about VTubing is, like, as opposed to regular streamers, it's so much different. Because most streamers aren't idols. Like, they can just be themselves. But VTubing is, like, way more into idol culture. And so, if you're not, like, into it or know it, it's not really gonna work out, my personal opinion. And again, we really don't have a whole lot of info on this. We might have more next week, but it's really weird. Really weird.
I think between me and Murray, we'll try to get some answers. I'll probably email them.
Yeah, shout out Murray in the chat. Also, shout out to the chat. We have 30 live viewers in the podcast channel. Welcome, everybody.
Oh, hell yeah.
Welcome, everybody. All right. Now we have one other agency that we're going to talk about with, and this one is kind of weird for me because I've watched this agency for like the last year or two that it's been around. And that is Kawa.
Here, let Mizu take the reins on this one because I did all the
Go right ahead.
a lot of this stuff.
Go right ahead.
I'm gonna start Kawa with not their announcement, but with a anonymous talents overstatement on Kawa that I got. Kawa started off as a solely talent agency that makes merch exclusively for the talents. They started with a strong mission statement of uplifting the VTubing community as a whole, and this is where producing merch for indie VTubing started. It was intended to make Kawa some money while marketing talents in the process. Once they got a taste that they could make more money through other merch collabs versus their own talents is when everything slowly started going downhill on the talent side. Slowly they began to put more attention and money into merch production and less into the talents. This led to worlds of neglect, communication issues, and other internalized issues that were never resolved and in turn caused multiple talents to leave. Kawa started with a positive mission, but that mission got lost fairly early on. It's a shame that they strung along their talents for so long. So I was in a conversation with this person, and that was the statement they said I could give. They didn't want their name out there or anything else. So then the second thing was I kind of asked them some other questions, and they passed me a live stream to one of the talents who did stay up until the day Kawa dissolved their talent section, called MommaOcco. And I watched, while I was at work, her whole, hour and a half stream. I watched the whole thing. So I would just read some of it from our chat, because I was making notes in our chat while I was watching it. One of the interesting things I learned was even though Kawa is a merch agency, they actually did not pay for any of the art assets for their talents' merch. They had their talents pay for their own artwork. They just produced the merch, which is bizarre to me, by the way. You're literally a merch company. Why can't you handle that part?
Yeah, it's one of those things where, if merch wasn't your main thing, like, hey, if you guys get art, we'll help forward it along and all that stuff, or if you already have art. But, if your main thing is, merch, you might want to at least put a little bit of investment in it, because, if you know the return is going to be big based off of the numbers in the past, okay, I can kind of understand this for a first-time thing. It's just, you supply the art, and we will sell it. And if they can trust you, maybe in the future they help out. Also, it would make more sense if it wasn't their agency that also did it, because if we got on something I think it's called Cuddly Octopus, If we got on Cuddly Octopus, we'd probably have to supply the art ourselves, which is fine, but they're not in charge of us, you know? But like with this is kind of bizarre to me. This is something that I was very taken aback when I heard.
Yeah, so something I learned while I was talking to them and I was talking to multiple other people is that Kawa basically did not pay for anything. So when people would talk about Kawa helping them with stuff, and this came mostly from the MommaOcco stream, but I got this confirmed with other talents that I talked to. What they meant was that Kawa would get them in touch with an artist, and then just leave them to sort it out with the artist themselves. Which, that's like bare minimum. So I'll be honest, the Mino person actually said their time had very like rose-tinted glasses for their time in Kawa, and they said it was a very good company and they really liked being there. But they would constantly describe stuff that just came off as really sus to me.
Yeah.
That it's like, are you sure this is a good company? So like, one of them is their manager managed 6 different talents in Kawa Entertainment, and that manager did everything. Managed, you know, their content, their collabs, getting them in touch with artists. Literally, the whole 9 yards left to that one manager. So this is kind of where I start getting confused, because like, what is Kawa actually spending money on in regards to their talent, right? Because they have one manager for 6 people. They are not spending money on any of their art assets for the merch. Like, they're not spending any money on collabs and stuff for the girls. They're all doing it themselves. What exactly are they spending money on?
They're trying to.
I'm trying to think, because, fucking, wasn't Kawa like a few months ago when people were talking about fucking revenue splits? Wasn't Kawa bragging about theirs?
I think so.
For the talents.
I do not have that on hand. I will tell you one thing.
They had a good merch split for the talent, which in the long run is probably better. The problem is the big thing with getting merch made is the startup cost.
Yeah.
And the girls were kind of abandoned to deal with their own startup cost at every point.
Yeah. Do you want to know where I think the money went? And this is purely speculation. Making merch for Merryweather and a couple other big... Now, here's the crazy thing. They made merch for Merryweather, and they did things for Merryweather. They made merch for a couple other very big VTubers. Don't quote me on this, but I think Pippa might have been one of them. I know that they knew of Pippa. There was also another bunny VTuber that was like really big. She doesn't really make content now, but they make... So like they made merch for a lot of other VTubers. But like... what... I guess, like, the thing that always was bizarre to me is, like, they're doing things for other people, but they're not in their agency. And it just didn't feel like when it came to their agency, like, some of their talents went to cons. Like, I know that, like, one of the talents that I'm friendly with, her name is Cozy, and she's an alpaca. They went to cons, and I watched her tweets when they were at cons, but my thinking is just, so did they have to front the bill for all of this? It's just bizarre to me.
I mean, I hope not.
I hope not. No. Loppy, yes. Yeah. They did merch for Loppy.
Loppy was a lot of things she would say. She would, like, skirt around saying that they actually did anything for her. So, like, at one point she says they helped her get to California for Anime Expo. And all she says is they helped her, like, expedite the process for her passport. Because I guess she doesn't live in the US. She lives in another country. I would assume Canada. I don't know where she's from.
Yeah.
But she says that like they did like a huge thing for her, and I think all they really did was they helped her get a business visa or something.
Probably. Who knows?
Like which isn't really that hard for a business to do, that one that's stationed in America.
Yeah.
So she'd say stuff like, oh, they really helped me with this, and it's like, okay, that's kind of the bare minimum. Like, when she says they got me in touch with an artist, like, okay, they got you in touch with an artist.
I could do that easily.
Thank you. Yeah. Explain why that is such a huge help.
I have a private account just so that I can keep track of artists, so that when I wanna message them, it's like, hey, hi there, can I buy art from you?
I mean, unless because I know some artists, not a lot, but there are some that will fast track commissions for agencies or people who are in agencies.
Yeah. And I will say, chat, the other interesting thing is because when I was reading into the Kawa thing, my thought process was that this had already been discussed with all the talents, and the talents were kind of on agreement, like they were going their separate ways, because the way this made it sounded like a fairly professional dissolving of things.
Yeah.
And what was the other thing? I thought, like, there wasn't too much to this until I started reading a lot of the stuff from the talent. Because a lot of the talents making tweets kind of made it sound like they got completely blindsided by this.
Mm-hmm.
So in Mina's stream, she actually mentions this. She woke up to a ping in Discord that said, by the way, we're dissolving the whole talent side. And there's a meeting about it in like 2 hours.
Jeez.
So she gets in the meeting,
Oh my
and
God.
she says they basically just kind of go through the motions in the meeting of explaining that they're shutting everything down because of unresolved issues, but that she didn't think it was her place to state what the issues were, and that the other girls would cover that.
Oh,
So I guess I watched some of
interesting.
the other streams in the future to see what the unresolved issues are.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We're gonna do more follow-up on this, but this is...
Yeah.
It's
And
unexpected.
then she said literally 2 hours after that meeting ended is when they made this announcement tweet. So they just, that morning, pinged him in Discord, said, by the way, you're all fired as of the end of today.
You know,
Bye.
I don't want to... I highly doubt this is like... Because, like, a lot of tech jobs are just, like, dying right now. I don't think this is that. Because, AI is not going to replace VTubers. There's only
Yeah.
one that's really good right now. And...
Narasama.
Yeah, and she's like a, what do you call it? Like, she's an oddity. I don't think a lot of people are going to be into a whole bunch of non-human VTubers, personally. But, like, this is just really crazy, because, like, again, I knew a lot about Kawa. They had their second about a group of people coming out. They had a whole lot of stuff going. I considered at one point applying for them because they were so good, and Cozy told me that, like, she really enjoyed working for them, and they put a huge emphasis on, like, having their talents do more, because, like, the thing is, a lot of VTuber agencies get something wrong, is they just focus on getting VTubers to stream. That's not enough anymore. It's not just enough to stream and occasionally throw clips. Now, you gotta actually be interesting as well. You know, you gotta actually have content put out there. Otherwise, it's kind of an oddity for you to get famous. So, like, with Kawa, I liked them because, like, they did more than the bare minimum. They actually encouraged their talents to do things and all that stuff. And so this is just...
Well, one of the things I learned was
yeah.
it doesn't seem like they were encouraging their talents to do anything. It kind of feels like they were just letting the talents do everything.
Yeah.
Which she, in her stream, tries to paint as a positive. They didn't tell us what to do, and they didn't really force us to do anything. They just kind of let us do our own thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, you can take it that way, and I guess that's kind of glass half full thinking. Glass half empty is you just told us they literally did nothing for you and forced you to set up all your own stuff.
Right.
It'd be different to me if they're like, oh yeah, sometimes they'd set up big events for us, but apparently they weren't really doing too much. There was one other thing I wanted to bring up that had come up while I was reading it, or while I was listening to her. So this completely blindsided, at the very least her, but probably more talent, because they actually did have a bunch of stuff scheduled for the future, including merch drops with Kawa, which, according to her, in that meeting where they were telling them about dissolving the talent side,
Yeah.
they actually did not cover if their merch deals were still active with Kawa or not.
Oh my
And she
gosh.
said she's still waiting
Oh.
She is still waiting for information about whether her merch deal with Kawa will even continue.
Oh my goodness, that's
Jeez.
crazy. I hope
So
so. If they had a
It's
legally binding
absolutely bizarre
contract.
They did not cover that.
I hope so. Oh my goodness. That's
Especially when you're
crazy.
the merch company, you would think that would be at least one thing you would bring up in the meeting.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
girls, your merch with us, you can continue the deal with you.
Oh, Lumi, thank you for bringing up that tweet. I'm gonna pull this up right now.
Oh, and
So Azra, they said they would not discontinue selling merch. However, they have not talked with any of the girls about their specific merch deals and whether or not they will continue.
Man.
I was deciding on oops, I made myself too big. But anyways, I was
That's okay.
I was looking at the virtual asylum to see if there's any like, you know, interesting updates and shit. Not much for Kawa or anything right now, but somebody did archive the Vtuber website before they took it down.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'll put this here for later when we cover it again with more information.
Awesome. Awesome.
That looks like it. Yeah.
You know, let's look at this merch payout right here really quickly. 70% for the talent on digital, 40% for physical. That's interesting. I mean, like, that sounds pretty standard, honestly. That sounds good, but, like, man, this is just really bizarre. We bring our talents to cons free of charge. Yeah, I don't believe that. It sounds like the talent had to get to the cons themselves.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure about that, because the way she said it, it made it sound like she had to pay her own way, and they just helped her get the passport.
I was about to say maybe they paid for the con itself, but just not a way to get there.
Yeah, there really needs to be some clarification on this. I don't know.
Don't forget, this is speculation. We don't know shit.
Yes, and by the way, again, if companies are watching this, we are protected under copyright section 107. We are allowed to criticize you, and if you decide to get upset at this for us, I know just enough about law to be to file pro se, so don't, please.
So, Haiti, unless it was in the contract, they wouldn't have really been able to take the talent's IP. And the thing is, it wouldn't have made sense for them to take the talent's IP, because they were forcing the talents to pay for everything.
Yeah, the talent
and
owns
also
everything.
They were indies before they even joined.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Yeah.
Kawa.
Cozy.
They tried to do like a V-Shoujo thing, but smaller.
Yeah, Cozy was definitely independent. She does her Cozy, as far as I know, does all of her own art, all of her own rigging, all of her own shit. So like, out of everybody, she's like one of the most qualified. She did everybody's, well, not everybody's, but I know that she did a lot of people's models in that group. So like, you had an artist and a VTuber all wrapped in one, and she did a lot of the work for them. So I know that she was a really hard worker.
Huh.
Yeah.
And I'll have you stacks deeper.
Sorry, I'm just looking through this fucking V-Sour thing. Fucking Miko isn't even on here anywhere. It's just
really?
4 people who were in V-Sour before they decided to pull the plug.
That's funny. Maybe she decided to leave before.
Well, yes, Chad, I know that they can include it in the contract, but I've said this before, any VTuber worth their salt would not sign a contract that says they have to give up their identity to the company.
No.
It would be different if the company was providing you an identity, but if they are requiring you to bring your own stuff and saying, by the way, everything you bring with you, we get to keep, you're an idiot if you sign that contract.
Very big idiot.
That's sketch as fuck.
Very. I'm sorry, but you're a very big idiot if you sign that deal.
Yeah.
Very. Anyway, there's definitely more of that coming out, but there's not enough. There's lots of live streams to listen to and cover, so...
Everybody's talking about how they're gonna do their own stream soon.
Yeah.
I just thought like a lot of this information was really interesting, because I didn't think any of this was true. I had always seen Kawa as like the really good, nice organization.
Me too.
But apparently, like, there were lots of communication issues, and the organization itself was actually kind of sus. But they made the girls feel like it was a good organization to be in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the other thing I'll throw out. So, I was told, chat, that they had a favoritism problem in Kawa, and that depending on what girl you're speaking with, you're gonna get a different experience out of them, because they were treating them differently, based on who the management liked better.
That's really crazy.
It is not a Wachter situation, as far as I know. Nobody was getting dicked. There were favorites, though.
Not that we know
and those
of.
favorites got special treatment.
Not that we know of.
Yeah, not that we know of. I don't think there was, though.
I don't really want to know, but...
No, if there was, I want to know.
Oh, man. Alright, so I really only have one other tiny thing before we get into the big stuff, and that is more Twitch stuff. Who loves the weekly Twitch drama? I do. I absolutely love it. Okay, so Dan Clancy, the CEO of Twitch, the big man's himself, was doing a this was on Twitch's official channel itself, he did an interview where he was answering questions about the layoffs. Because if you guys don't know, Twitch laid off like, I think 30% of their workforce. They laid off a crap ton of employees. And this comes almost a year after. It wasn't even a full year. This comes after like 10 or 11 months after they lay off 900 employees. So Twitch had already cut themselves down. So after this, like after a year, they cut their entire workforce in half basically. And so he decided to get on stream and address some questions that people had. And there were a couple questions that were really interesting. I'm only going to share two that I feel like are most interesting. This one, and I would love to get people's thoughts on this one afterwards. Here, I'm going to pause the music really quickly. I don't need to do that. Hold on. Give me one moment. This one is about Twitch Prime. And what's going to happen with Twitch Prime. Because like the whole conversation is around, is Twitch making enough money? Is Twitch profitable? And what is Amazon going to take away? So this is around Twitch Prime subs.
Prime is a critical program for many streamers.
I don't hear it.
Oh, you don't hear it?
I think it's mute.
In terms
It's
of,
muted.
how to set
Oh,
us.
gosh, damn it. Hold on.
You can.
Thankfully, it has subtitles on anyway. Alright. If not, there are subtitles on, and we can talk about it.
Prime
Can
is
you
a
hear
critical
it?
program for many streamers.
Alright. It's got
We've already been
subtitles
looking
on.
across the company.
I don't know why.
How to set
But at
us
that
up for
point, you could
long
just like
term.
transcript it.
I think we will continue to evolve different aspects of our program because
This is
part
why
of
we
what I'm
can't let
trying to
Oka show
do
it
is
off.
Get us into a
Oh,
framework
you can hear it?
that can live over a long time. The size of the company is one of those.
Also,
things
why
that
does this
gets us
man
to
look
the
like a
right
very sad
size
egg?
For the longer period of time. When we
This
do
is the
Partner
CEO.
Plus, we structure
Don't be that
so
mean.
we can continue to move that
Sir,
threshold.
why do you look like
We're
a
gonna
sad
keep
egg?
looking across our strategy with streamers. We did this with the ads incentive program. We want to get to where we can continue.
He looks
to
like that
grow
donut
and
that you
adapt
find
and
on the side of the
change as
road.
market changes. And so there may
Damn.
be other changes.
Looks
but
very
I will tell you,
old.
Prime is an
He
important
is.
part,
He is old and
for
sad
our-
looking.
for our viewers and our creators. So it's important for us to make sure Prime still exists in some way.
Also, it looks
All
like
right.
he's going blind.
All right. At that, the very last part was really interesting. So basically, the entire question is, what's going to happen to Prime subs? And he takes a whole minute to say, we would like them to exist in some way. We want them to exist in some way. So
No,
chat.
he says we want a benefit of Amazon Prime to exist in some way.
Yeah.
It doesn't say
Is it-
Prime subs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So chat, I am just telling you right now, Prime subs are going away. All right,
Very likely.
this is not something that I am not like an expert in this field, but Prime subs are going away. All right, out of everything that is at Twitch right now, all of the people that I listen to say that Prime subs are coming next, and a lot of people seem to think that that's happening. And literally, this man has not given whenever they don't give you a definite answer, it's basically a yes, this is going away. So expect that Prime subs are gone, probably by the end of the year, which is gonna really suck because a lot of people use Primes. I feel like a lot of subs come from Prime subs.
I use my Prime sub. Like, I don't keep it to the same channel. I kind of like rotate it unless I really
Yeah.
like that person.
Oh yeah, I use it whenever I remember that it exists. But yeah, Prime subs are basically, guys, just expect that they're gone. I'm sorry, but they're gonna be gone, or drastically changed in some way. I don't know, but this is not surprising again, because like here, let's play this other clip. He was asked, "Is Amazon gonna get rid of Twitch?"
Gonna just ask, is Twitch currently at risk of getting the axe by Amazon? And the answer is emphatically no.
Okay,
Not at all.
so that's pretty much all you need to hear. Amazon.
Which is how you know an actual answer, because
Yes.
instead of a 10-minute explanation, he goes, yeah, no, we're good.
Yeah, so like this is something that did kind of surprise me. Twitch isn't going anywhere, which is fine. Like, I am one of those people, some people may say that I'm a doomer for Twitch. I am a little bit, because I think that Twitch has drastically gone down in value and it has like lost the main core of what it's supposed to be. But I am okay with it sticking around because it's a net good.
No.
But A lot of
people have
people.
been saying for years that YouTube is gonna go under because it's not profitable. And where is it? It's still here.
Well, okay. Here's the thing. The reason why it's not going to go under is it utilizes one of Google's most important inventions, and that is its ad system. A lot of ads get served through YouTube, and I don't think that they want to get rid of it for that reason. Now, technically,
Well, not just that, but I've seen a video explaining this from like a business guy. The meme that YouTube doesn't make money is a lie.
Oh, I agree. It definitely
when they
does.
say YouTube is not profitable, they mean YouTube isn't making gangbusters of money, but it's actually still in the green every year. Or is it in the green?
I don't think they tell us
Green, black,
anymore.
and red, I always forget. But literally, both YouTube and Twitch, both of them have said they're not profitable. Both of them are lying through their teeth. They make plenty of money. They just don't make gangbusters of money.
Yeah.
Well, with Twitch, he actually did answer a question saying, "Yeah, we're not profitable. We are losing money," and that's why they fired so many people. Because he actually came out and said, "Yeah, one of the things
Somebody
that takes."
covered that though already, and it's a lie.
Well, then
Twitch
he must
made
be
money
lying.
this year.
Well, then he must be lying because, like, he said that the biggest cost was people at the company, and then the second biggest cost is encoding. So, excuse me, either he's lying, or
Twitch itself made several billions over its expenditure this year. So the only way they lost money is external contracts.
Wait, where did you hear that from?
Somebody was actually covering it in one of Twitch threads.
Oh,
Where they were showing like all the different documentation and stuff.
Mizu has.
And he
the
basically pointed out
deets.
that the only way Twitch actually lost money this year has to be through external contracts. Because through all of their hardware and their expenditure that they've reported with the government, as well as their actual earnings, there's no way it adds up that they actually lost money through their like regular business. It has to be through contracts.
Maybe they made the majority of their money when they let the cam whores run free for almost 48 hours.
They probably did. They probably did.
I am just waiting for Adpocalypse 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Well, the thing is, because they took all that away, I don't think it's gonna happen on Twitch. I think
They're
that.
still having pole dancing.
Yeah, but the thing is they probably worked out some deal with advertisers. I don't know. Personally, well, okay. I say that they're smart with their
I have
advertisers.
the same opinion I have everywhere. Advertisers aren't gonna leave. It's a meme.
Yeah, but also
That is also true.
The end of the fiscal year is coming up, and usually that's when more contracts and stuff are being signed.
Very true. Very true. But I don't know. Chat, what do you think? Do you think Prime subs are here? Chat, I'm gonna make a poll on YouTube. I like polls. And you guys get to tell me what you think.
There's also a cockatoo.
Oh, thank you for the Prime sub, Kaiser.
That's a thing.
Always appreciated. Thank you for using your
Mordecai
Prime
made
sub
about
on me.
1 billion just for.
There we go. Chat, go vote on the poll. If you're on Twitch, go to YouTube and vote on the poll. So that we can get your opinion. This is a democracy here, so go give your opinion. That's all I have, by the way.
You're being
See, no, sir, no, the Adpocalypse was also a meme. It was just the advertisers knowing that they could use the situation to get more money. I am of the firm belief, had YouTube said, no, we don't care, then the advertisers would have come back anyways.
I agree. Because they do. They always do. I mean, like, they say they're gonna leave Twitter. Like, everybody's complaining, all the advertisers are leaving Twitter. Twitter's gonna lose all this money. They don't stay gone. Because they know there's money to be made on the platform. If you think that they've got morals, you're dumb. They don't care. They don't care that
I
Elon
pointed this out on a
Musk.
previous stream and on Twitter, but like 95% of the internet's traffic go through Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and like a couple other small sites. I think Facebook too.
Which is sad.
But it's literally like 5 sites on the entirety of the internet has 95% of traffic. And you think advertisers are going to pull out of any one of those? Because that's just all of their money in advertising just gone. And nobody's watching them on TV anymore. Nobody's watching them through streaming.
There's not enough boomers.
They're getting all their advertising through the internet, and they're not going to cut out one of their 5 biggest advertising places.
Exactly.
It's a lie, it's a meme. They just hope that if they threaten it, the company is going to be like, oh no, we're so sorry, we promise, we change. Here, you can pay us like 20% less if you stay. And that's all they're looking for, is you can pay us less.
Yep. They want a special deal.
Over there on that
But
side.
no, like, if like, again, whenever somebody's like, oh my gosh, Elon Musk is ruining Twitter, he's like, no, he's not. The platform, like, maybe some of the features are worse, but, like, literally, the advertisers aren't leaving. They're just gonna pretend they're gone, and then they'll say, hey, can you give us a small cut? And then he's gonna give them a small cut, or the CEO that he has is gonna give him a small cut, because she's like, yeah, come back, sure, we'll 100% take you back, just give us money. So
Please, have some more.
give us money. We will pretend that we care about your virtues, that you pretend that you care about as well. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I don't know. That's not gonna happen. I think and like when it comes to Twitch dying, I am convinced now that Twitch isn't going to die, and that Amazon is just gonna hold on to that. Like, I used to think that Amazon had like a tolerance point. At this point, I think that Amazon just doesn't care. If he is saying that Amazon likes it, because the words he uses, Amazon is very bullish on Amazon or on Twitch, that it's gonna stick around. There is something that Amazon wants out of Twitch, and they're going to continue to have it for a long time. It might be advertisers at this point. It might be. If it's advertisers, yeah, Amazon's not pulling out.
I just think Twitch makes money and they're lying, and Amazon enjoys the cash flow.
You think they're lying so that they can take more money from the people that stream? I believe it.
100%.
I believe that. That's why they don't do the 70-30 splits.
Just wait, they're gonna
Some
do
streamers
like
fall for it.
1090 next. They're gonna do fucking 1090 next.
And that's why,
And-
chat, you should go to YouTube, because YouTube does a 70-30, and they've never changed. They just demonetize you.
And
Hey, you just
insert
don't get
V-screen
anything.
shilling here. There, I'm done.
Oh, well,
Fun fact about YouTube, which is the one reason I always think YouTube is a little bit sus and people shouldn't trust them as much as they do. But YouTube actually has a provision in its TOS that you sign whenever you make an account, and whenever you have to like sign back in after a long time, that says if they demonetize your video, they can charge back any money that video's ever made.
That's so fucked.
Yeah.
I've never seen them utilize that yet,
Me
but it is a
neither.
part of their contract.
I don't think they will, unless it's like an actual legit, because like doing that is like on par of almost stealing money, and I think if they know that if they did that, there would be people pissed off. So I don't think they'll ever do that, but it is kind of like, okay.
That, yeah,
That was
but at
illegal?
the same time, they didn't include it in there for no reason. As soon as they think they can get away with using that provision, they're gonna use it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When was YouTube trustworthy?
Never.
At some point, maybe. Before
I
it was
think it
big.
was,
Before
'cause
Google.
a lot of tech startups were always kind of malicious.
Yeah. They're
Mhm.
there
Now
to
they've-
make money.
Silicon Valley has always been kind of assholes.
That's the thing
So-
that's the thing that I always feel like very bizarre. Everybody's always quick to say, "Oh, we trust these big media conglomerates or these big companies." It's just like, you realize that their goal is to make money from you. They don't care about you. They like your money.
Like, you realize Microsoft and Facebook both started from theft, right?
Yeah.
They were never
Yeah,
good. That's how they started.
exactly.
That was the beginning.
If you think that's bad, you should see what comes next. So,
Discord started intentionally to try and kill Skype. Skype started to try and milk money out of businesses, which is why Skype is still mostly used by big businesses.
Mm-hmm.
wasn't the Monkey Jones stuff a red flag? I mean, it was. But, like, again, the thing that you have to understand with YouTube is YouTube will choose the advertiser over you. So as long as you align yourself with what the advertiser wants, for the most part, you're going to be
Monkey
okay.
Jones didn't help himself, though. I have to agree with Keemstar on that.
Yeah, Monkey Jones kind of fucked himself. Like, okay, here's the thing.
Susan was bringing him back, and in the middle of her bringing him back, he called her a horse-faced bitch.
like,
Sorry,
okay.
you kind of sold yourself down the river on that one,
Like,
buddy.
Exactly. Like that man had some good stuff. He had great content. He made some very edgy jokes that I definitely think are too spicy. But like, if he calmed it down, he probably would have been fine. Like, there's a lot of people that are edgy on YouTube. Again, like Pippa exists. Pippa's home is YouTube. And she exists. I think he could have done fine if he just wasn't that edgy. Alright? Put the knife away and just keep working.
Cerno, you can't just use a separate bank account. You have to give so much information to YouTube. They'll find you.
Unfortunately, tax information you can't just fake.
I mean, you can, but you're gonna get caught pretty quick.
We do not condone that too, because that is illegal in America and probably every other country. Probably. Yeah.
The only way that you can get away with tax evasion is if you're a politician.
Or turnips.
So, did we want to torture ourselves with the Papi thing, or hit up that, the narcissist thread?
Oh, do you want to talk about the narcissist thread for next? Oh, that was a funny thread.
Yeah, let's do the narcissist thread, because we're only an hour into the podcast, so why the fuck not?
Alright, do you have a link to it?
I know I put one in shooting the shit for the new one, but you know, people are probably still bitching about the same thing.
The other one is dead.
The old one's deleted, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have the thread up because I have my DMs with the person who made it up.
Oh, can you just link their page then?
Hold on, I got it. I mean,
for legal reasons, we don't condone breaking the law. Yes.
A VTuber called Firozera, the Kaiju VTuber, made a thread covering common abuse tactics that you see a lot in different communities. Specifically, narcissistic abuse tactics.
Yep.
And she opens the thread by saying these are narcissistic abuse tactics. And the literal second thing she says is just because somebody uses these tactics doesn't make them a narcissist. That's just like the name for the tactics. Which is something that, what do you call them? Psychologists say a lot when talking about narcissistic behavior. They're like, just because you have like certain cluster personalities doesn't mean you are one, it just means you have one. But a whole bunch of people got super pissed at her for mentioning the word narcissist. So you'll mention on this rewritten thread, she never actually mentions the word narcissism anywhere in it, because people were saying it's toxic and dehumanizing to imply that people with narcissism might do this stuff.
Okay, I'm sorry, and people can be pissed off at me about this, but it seems like a bit of projection if you're getting mad at a thread calling out behaviors that you probably did.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. There's only one narcissist that I am okay with, and he's not even real. Hold on, let me open. Oh, that's a horrible picture. Alright, there's only one narcissist that I am okay with. Alright, chat. And it's this one.
No, chat, so it's not like that. There actually is a condition called narcissistic personality disorder. You can do narcissistic things without having narcissistic personality disorder. Just like you can do stuff that's kind of sociopathic without actually being a clinical sociopath. But people were mad that they used specifically the phrase narcissistic abuse, which is the actual like psychological term for these tactics. They're called narcissistic abuse.
Yeah.
So I talked to her in a DM chat and I told her that I felt like a little bad that she kind of fell for narcissistic tactics in deleting her thread.
Yeah.
People replying to her, which it'll be very difficult for us to find now because the thread's deleted, so we can't just open up the quote tweets.
Right. Which
literally
sucks.
Narcissistic abuse, the exact same ones she outlined in the threads, including the first two, gaslighting and shifting blame.
Exactly.
I mean, to be honest, if while you guys are going through this, I'm just gonna search up her username, because if you go just to like the search results of that, it'll show anyone who has like replied to her shit, even if it's deleted.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So I'll do that while you go through that.
By the way, chat, really quickly, I feel like it's important that we address what narcissism is, because it's like one of those things where it's a big word that people may get a little off on the pronunciation. I get it a little bit off. So really quickly, narcissism is an excessive interest or admiration of oneself and one's physical appearance, and typically to a very negative degree. Like it's hyper self-absorption, basically, which most streamers have, by the way, but not us. I think I suck.
Well, so I mentioned to her that even like the very first person she said had changed her mind in her thread was immediately using like narcissistic tactics in their own thread. Because she links this other person called Viridia who says, by the way, I don't have narcissistic personality disorder, but my friends do. And she opens up with the term narcissistic abuse weaponizes a disability against trauma survivors. The fuck does that mean?
That makes no fucking okay.
He says you're actively hurting people with narcissistic personality disorder by spreading this buzzword. And I had to explain to Firo in DMs that it's not a buzzword. It's literally the accepted term for these behaviors by professionals.
Just like retard was a long time ago.
Yeah. Also, hi, Sunny. Welcome. And I had to explain to her, like, look, it's not a buzzword. And she says, yeah, but I can kind of get where they're coming from in that it comes off as, like, unempathetic. So I had to explain to her that it's supposed to be unempathetic. You're not supposed to get empathy. You're supposed to get better.
Exactly.
I think that's something, and I've had to bring this up with a couple different people mad at her, that they don't seem to understand this. When you have a condition like that actively harms other people, you are not going to a professional to have them pat you on the back and tell you it's okay. You are going to a professional so they can explain to you why what you're doing is a shit thing and how to not be a shit person.
Yeah. We're getting to the point where it's just like, oh, we shouldn't like rag on the murderer, because even though the murderer did an evil thing, we still need to be empathetic. It's like, okay,
over
I'll be empathetic a couple of months after I get over the fact that they hurt somebody that I love. I'm still gonna be pissed off at them for the moment, okay? I don't feel like that should be a bad thing. You know, that's part of the coping process.
Nice.
And they should know what they did was wrong.
Yeah, chat, remember and say it with me. You are not responsible for being mentally ill. You are responsible for how you handle it.
Amen.
Yeah.
I'm not responsible for my autism. I'm responsible for how I handle it.
It's just like, it's how like when we look at the Papi thing, how fucking what's their face Aspen was like, oh, they have BPD so they can't it's like, no, hush now. Take accountability for your shit. Don't say, oh, I did this because I have this.
Yeah, I will say, if you have BPD when you are a child, I will give you more leniency. When you are an adult and you have consulted with doctors and you know what triggers you and what gets you up and what you need to step away from, you need to have more. Now, obviously, things grow on a spectrum. Some people have more or less control than others. But for the most part, if you're going to be on the internet and you're going to be streaming and you're going to be interacting with people, you need to know what you need to do to get out of situations that suck. Otherwise, you probably shouldn't be here. Because if you can't deal with the rest of humanity, don't be here. Sorry, but I don't want you here.
Yeah, I would also like to kind of clarify, because one of the things that comes up a lot is, well, certain narcissistic personalities traits can show up in other conditions. And it's like, yeah, that might be true. That doesn't mean narcissistic personality disorder is good. So it's gonna sound mean when I say this, but there are certain mental disorders that are wholly bad. In like the sense of
how mean
the people that have them are inherently going to be bad people. And I think a lot of people don't like hearing that, but like if you have like sociopathic, if you're a sociopath, like an actual sociopath, you are inherently going to be a bad person in society.
Which one is sociopath again?
It is the one where you completely lack all empathy for other people.
Ah, okay. Okay, so unempathetic people.
Not just unempathetic, you completely lack the ability to have empathy for other living creatures.
Right.
Which means you could somewhat, like, just justify anything.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
It's just like,
And in the same way of, like, narcissistic personality disorder, you see yourself as above every other human being, always. That is always going to lead to bad things.
Yeah.
To the torture.
That's definitely something you gotta get
that's-
fixed.
That's my sister, 100%, and she acknowledges that too. She's like, I don't got a diagnosis, but yeah, I'm a narcissist. It's like at least she's self-aware with it.
Yeah. That's the first step to recovery is understanding that you have a problem.
I mean, she uses it to manipulate men all the time to just buy her shit and pay for her tattoos.
Oh,
That's about it.
Well, that's not a good thing that you should do.
She's actively dying. She can't get a job, so may as well.
Oof. Damn.
It's whatever. She literally says, as long as I die before I get 30 and start sagging, I don't care.
Well, that does sound something like a narcissist would say.
Yeah. One of the, God, I had it in my head, then it's just like, poof, it's gone. Damn it. It was a good thing. It'll come back to me, I'll continue.
I take responsibility for chasing it away.
As you should, it was your autism that did it. You guys continue, I'll think about it. It'll come up eventually.
Oh no,
Anyway.
I'm just going through these different replies and shit that people are like, oh no, you're stigmatizing. Oh no, this is bad. Oh no, it's like, shh, hush now.
Oh, I sort of remember.
There we
so
go.
one of the replies I had gotten from people was that if you don't have the mental condition, you can't talk about it.
Bull fucking shit.
So I like threw back at him. It's like, are you saying that professionals who don't have narcissistic personality disorder aren't allowed to diagnose and talk about it? Because it is, I always hate this. I hear this a lot of like, I have the condition, so I understand it. No, that's not necessarily true. In fact, most of the time, if you have the condition, you have very rose-tinted glasses for how it affects you.
Agreed.
You either have like really rose-tinted glasses, like, oh yeah, I'm schizophrenic, they're actually just like little friends for me and they help me out in life. Or you're like, oh, I have very mild autism that has ruined every single interaction I've ever had my entire life, and I'm completely unable to like form meaningful relationships.
It has, and I'm still not sure how it's working out.
Or something for
Where you're like super rose-tinted or super doomer about whatever condition you have.
It's like, to be fucking honest, right? Like, as far as how people are on social media and stuff, and how, you know, say someone can be you can say that someone is the most honest person that you know, but no one tells the entire truth on the internet. Absolutely fucking no one does.
Exactly.
And especially since we live in a world where people say self-diagnosis is valid and you never need to get a fucking diagnosis on literally anything.
Which it's not.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, my dude. If
you believe...
It's so dumb. It's so fucking dumb.
Yeah. We said that like a week or two ago, but if you believe in self-diagnosis... For the initial bit, that's fine. Everything after, I don't believe.
It's just... I don't know. I don't understand people. I don't get their angle most of the time. Well, no, I get the angle. They just want attention, and they want validity in a, you know, stigmatized group of people that is just...
They want to live...
Just stupid.
They want to live in a box, and they don't want that box to be intruded. You know that meme where the little blob is in a box saying, I think I'll step outside today, and then he gets beat up, and he's like, I'm never stepping outside again. That's literally all of these people. Literally all of these people.
I think that's...
Oh yeah, no, we didn't have too much to say for that.
No, it's this... This whole thread, I feel bad for the person that made it because they don't deserve the hate that they got. Like, literally everybody that like got on them, I'm pretty sure that all of those people have narcissism and are just mad that they're calling out their shitty behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 100%.
So
Ooh.
they don't deserve that.
But do y'all want to get into Papi?
I think
Oh boy.
yes.
So you guys are gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna enjoy this because I've always hated Papi. I've always just been waiting for them to crash and burn.
Let me give us.
Look at Mizu, the trendsetter.
Look, I had beef with him before, and he's just said shit that I'm like, yeah, you kind of sound like an asshole, bro.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you send me?
It's so cute, and I want it.
Oh,
I'm gonna get it.
that is cute. Yeah.
I'm trying to buy stuff while we're.
Now we're
it's
gonna
not
go
coming out
Papi?
soon.
Yes. If you are here for the Papi section, this is the Papi section. We wanted to wait for about an hour to get everybody in here that's interested, get everybody some time, and rev everybody up.
I want to know what actually happened. So we do have to cover like the first little bit, right?
Yes.
So we covered it last week, but Teal Deer, if you weren't here, Papi released a short, like 2-page document on their ex-girlfriend, completely unprompted. Nobody had said anything about Papi. Nobody had said anything about their relationship. He just randomly dropped a fucking document out of nowhere that said, "My girlfriend is an asshole." And there was really, we talked about, there's really nothing in it.
It was
He
bad.
showed a couple Discord posts where his girlfriend was talking about being uncomfortable with him simping for sex workers,
Mm-hmm.
which he tried to paint as she hates anyone who does lewd VTubing, which isn't how it came off when you were reading it. It came off more like, bro, we're dating. Why are you in this girl's DMs again?
Yeah.
And he didn't like that. He also originally made like a random claim that she called him transphobic, which apparently did happen, but he didn't show any evidence of it, and he originally said that there was no evidence that he was transphobic.
Show you this about.
But then after she released her document, he stealth edited his document to actually, so there's some shit I said in the past, but we're not gonna talk about it because I apologized and I'm a good person now.
Let's not talk about that.
But he incredibly stealth edited that into his document. It's
Yeah.
like, okay. And then he topped off the document with an experience by somebody called Aspen, who literally says, I have multiple personalities that I like control and talk to me. I also have selective amnesia, so I might not remember everything correctly. It's like, what?
Jeez.
Yeah.
So we're dealing with multiple people and selective amnesia. Alright, sure,
Yeah.
let's go for it. But,
I'll use it this
Mythic, his ex-girlfriend,
time.
finally made her document, which I think she had been working on it from the day he made his, because I'm gonna scroll through for you, chat. We got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4,
96
5,
pages.
6,
96
7.
pages. Holy
It's a lot. Here, I'll just... There
Like
you
I
go,
said,
chat.
chat. 4-hour
I'll drop
stream.
the link to the doc if people want to follow along.
Chat, this
So
is the
she's
final
been
boss of all
working.
documents.
It's a beefy boy. Here's the doc for anyone who wants to follow along as we read, because this is gonna take a minute. And if you guys don't like reading like I do most of the time, you can just listen to us read and ramble.
Tumblrisms, yes. One day I want to review some old Medicare videos, just for fun.
Oh, 100%, that'd be fun.
That'd be great. Man, these people have never written more than 5 pages for school. Hey, that's mean. My papers were that big. Longer though.
So, Lumi, have you read through the whole thing?
Oh God, no! I don't have the time for that.
I skimmed.
I was just gonna do it here. I only listened to the fucking audio bits because I had to fucking transcribe that shit.
Yeah.
I feel like we should definitely skim some stuff.
We should, because
Well, yeah, we're not gonna
Way
read
too much.
screenshots. We can fucking tilder
way
a lot of it.
too much. And
So like the first page we can probably tilde it is like this is just explaining what the document is, and it says don't harass anybody. And that's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is fun. So this actually came out after our stream, but Papi started threatening Mythic with legal action. Originally, he tried to say that if she released any of the conversations they had had, because she had apparently recorded them, that he would sue her because he's in a two-party consent state. Problem, Mythic lives in Canada, so she's out of the country. And Canada is a one-party consent, so they don't give a shit.
The one time I'm going to give Canada a W is the fact that they are a one-party consent country. That is crazy. I did not expect that.
He specifically tried to fight me on this. Papi actually came to my page to fight me on this. And said, well, actually, there's a law in California that says California law takes precedent in that debate. And it's like, okay, sure, California says California takes precedent. What state is going to listen to California other than California?
And what?
And
Yeah,
the
none.
fact is,
None
Do
of
you
them.
really think if you sue somebody in Texas using California law, Texas is going to be like, oh yeah, we bow down to California anytime they tell us something, so here he is, we're going to extradite him for you.
Like, howdy mate, fuck off.
Look, you're not going to get
going
him
back to Buc-ee's.
extradited out of a different state, much less a different country, so good luck with that.
Yeah.
Especially for something like two-party consent. You think Canada's gonna extradite her for that?
Fuck no.
Fuck off.
Absolutely not. This man literally just wanted to scare her into silence. He thought that that would be enough. Obviously, this man wasn't lost plains enough on the internet to know that that shit doesn't matter. Not only does that not matter, but Discord, like right now, as of right now, it has not really been proven whether or not Discord calls count as actual phone calls. For the most part, they might not actually count as phone calls. So,
It's debatable at Discord to start with.
yeah, it's debatable.
It's debatable at Discord. It's not debatable outside your state. It's definitely not debatable outside your country.
Yeah.
Good fucking luck with that, bro.
Like,
He also said that he would try and sue her for stalking and harassment, which I've actually brought this up on previous streams. It is nigh impossible to get somebody for stalking and harassment through internet beef.
unless you are a female that has a husband that's very mean. That is like the only other. That's the only time I know of that's like actually used. Other than that,
no, even then you have to have a real element to it.
Yeah.
So the only reason that works is because the woman knows the man in real life. If you two only know each other through the internet, basically it is never going to happen. There has to be some real life element, or it's just not going to work. If said claims held later, it would almost certainly be a civil case, which I doubt either country extradites for.
absolutely
That's
not.
true. And she would have to like accept it, because like I brought this up to him as well. Even if he did get California to quote unquote prosecute and rule in his favor, he wouldn't be able to get it served. Nobody would care.
No.
She would never be able to go to California, because as soon as she did and somebody caught her, they could get her arrested there. I've seen that happen before.
But who goes to California now? Unironically.
The only thing you're really missing out is Anime Expo, and that's been like shut down the last couple years, so.
There's a lot of other anime expos. California does not hold the monopoly on that shit no more.
Yeah, you can go to Off-Kai, which apparently has some controversy around it, but I don't know.
I wouldn't want to go there anyway. I'll go there virtually, but then that means I don't have to go.
in California anyway. I don't want to go there.
No, I'm fine not
But
going
yeah,
there.
pages 2 to the start of 4 are all about the legal threats, which we've pretty much covered. He's not getting through. I don't know why he thought he could. He claims he talked to a lawyer. I think he's lying.
I think he's lying
The lawyer the lawyer's either sapping money out of him, or he didn't talk to a lawyer. Because any lawyer worth their salt would have been like, yeah, no, you're not going to get this shit prosecuted in Canada.
Actually, I have one lawyer that he might be able to talk to.
Nick Arcada?
Yeah, although he might have been too rat-brained to accept the DM, so if he talked to Nick, maybe he got that as a comment, but I doubt it.
That's okay, Nick hates VTubers now. He'd never take his case.
Very true, very true. Very, very true.
You know, I agree, Chad. I think he's lying. I don't think he talked to a lawyer. Especially because it
Absolutely
came
not.
up like a day between when he released the document. So it's like, okay, he released the document, got some blowback, and then immediately went to a lawyer the same day. Shut up.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
No.
Probably got a consultation and probably, lied up his ass on where Mythics is from, but that's about it.
I will
Yeah.
say, the only other thing I can think of is, and I know this because when I was in the process of changing my name, I had to go to a courthouse to get some paperwork. Apparently, if you go, there's some places like where lawyers hang out while they're learning, and you can approach them and ask them legal questions. But these are like lawyers in school, and they may not have perfect. That is the only other situation where you can probably get same-day advice, but it is not like useful advice, and I highly doubt that he did that. But I just figured that was important to include.
His Twitter account got nuked? No,
Oh
he
yeah,
deleted
his
it.
account is gone. Like legitimately, 1 week, maybe even less than that. He puts out his doc. She's like, "Fuck you." I put out mine. He deactivates the next day, and we haven't seen him ever since.
Yeah, he did.
And as
Immediately.
far as people have observed, his YouTube and his Twitter is still up. Not Twitter, Twitch.
I was
His
able to
YouTube and
tag his
Twitch are still
YouTube.
up.
His
Yeah.
YouTube is
See,
taggable.
Here's my thing, chat, is like normally when I was looking through these, I would probably be a lot more critical about this document. But the fact that he immediately deleted, like, I think an hour after this document came out, it's just kind of admitting that most everything in here is right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty
you
much.
can't delete your account. It makes
Pretty
you look
much.
so guilty.
I stole about Papi a year ago, and I'm surprised. See, I've known about Papi for a long time. Like, he was a rising star when I was brand new to the scene. I was like, okay, he's kind of unique and interesting. And this is the last that was the last I thought of him. And this coming out is just like, geez, all these big people that like kind of grew. A lot of them are scumbags.
I mean, hey, they're taking some heat off of the, why is all the people getting called out C-themed VTubers? He's
He's a lich.
he's
Oh,
a
yeah.
lich.
I wanted.
This little section, Mythic Site Statement, just her saying Papi cheated a lot and had like a jealousy and anger issue thing. That's all she really includes in here is Papi's an asshole, like him, and I stayed with him for too long.
Do you want
Of
to?
course, she has the reaching out to mutuals thing. Because this was one of Papi's accusations, was that she was reaching out to every mutual they had together to try and destroy him. And I will say, some of the stuff she sent to mutuals does look a little sus, from what I've seen. But at the same time, after reading everything else, I'm kind of like, I mean, I would probably do that too, like with you guys.
Yeah.
Like, if I had, like, a super asshole person I was in a relationship with, I'd probably talk to you two about it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, like, yeah, it's a little weird by itself, but these were also her friends, so it's actually pretty normal that she would talk to her friends about having issues.
Yeah, I know from experience that when you have a fallout and there are friends associated with that fallout, you sometimes want to say, "Hey, what do you know about what happened?" Because I feel like, especially when it's online, anything can be said and it's acceptable to most people. So I understand that.
Yeah, I like how she doesn't include anything else on this page.
No.
Well,
it's
it's
a
like,
blank
okay,
page.
it's like the Twitch DM between Mythic and this other person is, I find interesting, I guess, because from fucking what this one person said is so after a little digging, and here's the thing, breakups suck, and I've been the common detonator in online breakups in the past. It's like, oh, what do you mean you're the common detonator for online breakups in the past?
Yeah. I like this. So she explains this picture, which this was in Papi's document, of her reaching out to somebody he claims was his ex-girlfriend. I believe the ex-girlfriend has clarified that this is in fact her. Mythic just puts a different, like, spin on why she contacted this person. because there really isn't much to go on. She's like, "Hi, my name's Mystic Sights. I know Papi. Can you talk to me about this?" He says she was reaching out to try and get dirt on him. She says she reached out to try and see, like, if there was a pattern with how he was acting that maybe she wasn't seeing. Which I have seen enough women in, like, bad relationships do this behavior that doesn't weird me out.
Yeah.
Sometimes you really just need, like, a second opinion on, like, hey, my boyfriend's doing this and you dated him. Did he do this with you? And did you, like, think it was a bad thing? Because you need, like, that reassurance that you're not crazy sometimes.
Hey, really quickly, are you scrolling through the document on your side?
Yeah.
Okay, would you stream that so that, I just don't get confused where we're at?
Okay, sure,
Awesome.
why not? Bop, bop, bop.
Just because I realized, I don't want to be behind her or anything.
Yeah, that's fair. There we go. Yeah, I would agree. It's all he said, she said bullshit, or at least it was until now. Because the problem with Papi is Papi really didn't include any screenshots. He would include, like, one Discord message which has one sentence from Mythic and nothing else around it to tell what that one sentence was even about. Mythic, as we get further down, has a lot more, like, lengthy screenshots that show more of the conversation.
96 pages worth.
And it's like the fact that because Mythic did say that she was watching the podcast when we were covering Papi's shit, and we were being critical on Papi, saying, "Hey, you can't just make shit like this and have absolutely nothing of substance behind it."
Yeah.
And with Mythics, we got a whole 96 pages of substance.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Which
a
I
lot.
appreciate. It's like, okay, with accusations like this and showing that a person is a shit person, I get why you need to have so much, and also kind of the formatting of this doesn't help either because there's like a lot of blank areas. But
Yeah,
you
but
know,
some of that's
whatever.
pictures. Because
Yeah.
of how Google Docs works, it makes it annoying.
Google Docs compresses
so-
a lot of shit.
So it's like, Mythic, I am not sure if you're watching right now, but I greatly appreciate you putting this together and everyone else who told their sides because, yeah, there's really no denying that something happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So there'll be a lot of this, by the way, a lot of, like, redacted stuff, which doesn't necessarily bother me all that much. Mostly because, like, the dates and stuff on it, because it is old enough that's, like, they would have had to have planned this really far in advance, or
Yeah.
just Photoshop the entire thing. Which I think it's dumb to just, like, assume it's all fake from the start, especially when there's so much. Was this? Oh yeah, this was, so some people would approach, Mythic says some people would approach them, to get information for Papi, when they were in the middle of having, like, their little breakup kind of thing that was going on. And I guess this is an example of somebody who just randomly showed up to start asking questions.
That's weird. By the way, chat, my personal suggestion is you do not let randos DM you. My DMs are off unless, like, for specific servers only.
Oh, so this is a person that under Papi's document, it was claimed that Mythic had approached them first when it was the opposite way around.
Yeah, that's very much opposite.
Because it literally starts with, hey, guess who?
With
And
a,
they
with a
even
cute little
say
Pepe.
here, I can spill my tea, you can spill yours. So they were trying to fish for information, for sure.
Yeah, that's our job. And we typically don't add on, like, hey, we got into a massive breakup.
And then our second villain of the story, Aspen, was, I guess, getting information and shit. So, well, we'll get to Aspen when we get to that section because they have their own thing going on too.
We do.
Yeah,
Besides
so,
having like a small handful of DID alters.
So I think the funniest part with the Aspen thing is Aspen actually mentioned a lot of people down the side here, Spoodle, Johnny Jelly, and probably a couple other people that show up. And Aspen had mentioned them in the Papi document as, oh, these people will back me up that Mythic is a shithead. And then immediately every single one of them came out and says, yeah, no, we're not backing you up on that. I don't know why you thought every single one of them, they have their own tweets out. They're like, I don't really know why you thought I was going to back you up on that. You're wrong. So that's just dumb on Aspen's part to be like, oh, all these people totally agree with me and they can back me up. And she hadn't spoken to any of them to check if they were on board with this idea. So I don't know what was going on in this friend group, but I guess she assumed that Papi was just that convincing that everybody would side with him. I don't really understand it.
I think that what he was going for is just to humiliate her into silence. That's legit. Okay, like, obviously I'm not trying to give pointers to anybody here for this kind of behavior, but if you're gonna do something like this, maybe you should put together a spread, not like 3 pages of, oh guys, I was abused. Here's like 1 or 2 screenshots, and here's a friend who is totally trustworthy that can back me up. That's not how you, like, again, if you want to, and again, I'm not saying do this because it's horrible, but if you like want to actually get somebody to listen to you, don't just put together 3 pages of shit. Put together 100 pages of shit to prove your point.
Yeah.
Make it believable.
I will say, because reading through some of these, is that Mythic is a little childish when it comes to breakups. Because a lot of what they did reminds me of me when I was like 16 in high school and I went through a bad breakup and I just messaged every friend I knew and I was like, oh, I'm so sad. I went through a breakup. It hurt my heart.
Pizza with bone on.
Like, I get beat sad after a breakup from like a long relationship. But at the same time, like the behavior of messaging like literally every single friend you know to tell them how sad you are, that is a little childish. No hate to you, I'm just saying.
I mean, I would probably do that. Listen.
But yeah, that's all these. These are just, her messaging people to talk about how stressed she was about the breakup.
Yeah.
This one...
Boy. The sex worker one.
Yeah, so this one is the one I mentioned where Papi basically just tried to paint it as if she hated sex workers or lewd tubers. When in reality, she had an issue with Papi following sex workers while they were dating, which when you date somebody, you kind of have to have boundaries.
Yeah, unless there's like, and I highly doubt there was consent for this, but like, I would feel like most women would be upset if you were like flirting with other women, you know, and I feel like the same would be for men as well. But women are very open about like, hey, this is not cool. You probably shouldn't flirt with other women if I'm your woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's like, for example, like with me and my boyfriend, it's like he knows I flirt with the homies, but it's, you know, platonic flirting. It's okay to flirt with the homies, but yeah, that's about it.
Because you show him better. Or different.
It's like I tell my friends that I love them. Because I do. I've known most of my friends for damn near a decade at this point. So, like, it's all about communication. And to see where things sit in terms of play flirting, homie flirting, or having a character. I brought this up before. But, quote-unquote, VTuber relationships... it's just a recipe for fucking disaster.
Yeah. I think this is something I'd have to talk about, like, if I ever got in a relationship. I'd have to be like, look, I play flirt with people all the time.
Dude, I would never pull a fruit. I already don't like fruit for many reasons. Mostly because she went after Ant.
You don't go after
when poly
relationships don't work most of the time. I'm sorry, but it's true.
I haven't seen one that works yet.
But that's a rant for another time.
But yeah, a lot of this, like, Papi showed some of these in his thread. But everyone I looked at, I was like, you're not really showing why she's a bad person. You're just showing that she's insecure with your behavior.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like not something I would share publicly in a breakup. Like, hey guys, look how insecure my girlfriend was with me flirting with other women. Like, you kind of sound like an asshole.
Okay, it's like, okay, can I read this DM interaction between these two?
You may.
Okay.
It's cringy,
so,
but yes.
Papi, okay, well, guess what? I will get maybe paid to be cringy. So, shh.
There we go.
Alright. So, Papi said, are you being a pain because I'm doing my job and driving up interactions on my post? Because if I have to look over my shoulder to do my job, I'm going to be quite upset. Mythic Sight says, okay, go be weird with people. He says, LOL, separate a relationship from work, please. She says, do what you want. Be pissed then. I'll be waiting till 2 a.m. to be your girlfriend again. And he says, it seems like you don't understand that I'm working. I can't separate the two again, and we are going to have serious issues again that could potentially end our relationship. It's like, dude, this isn't communication. This is a vague threat.
This is assholery.
VA this? Okay, if you know what? Hear me out, Azhara. If someone literally pays, like, $75, I will properly narrate and voice act all 96 pages of this bullshit.
Oh my gosh. We'll put it on the main channel too.
Yeah, we'll put it on the main channel too. I will get Mizu just to read anything Papi types.
Like,
that's not much.
I'll do the DID girl.
You'll do the D. $75, and we will properly narrate this entire thing.
Yes.
Yes, Yuria, this is a live stream. We do everything live on the podcast on Thursdays.
Yeah.
So this was one of the ones I was talking about when it came to Papi's document. He had put this picture up, and I'm pretty sure based on the size of it that Mythic just got this picture of his document, where this is all he showed. He didn't put any context to it. It was just her saying, ooh, I heard that bitch's voice as an alert, and I never dipped so fast, screw that. Which she clarifies was directed at a person that Papi told her they had been in a relationship together before. Which, I mean, obviously you're just gonna be, like, a little iffy about it. We will get to the trans part later, Yuria. The trans part is, like...
way down there.
It's way down there, isn't it? Yeah. Oh no, it's here. It's under Papi abusing our relationship.
It's way
Papi's
down
transphobia.
there.
Well, it's before all the other friends.
I know.
So we'll get there eventually.
It's down there.
So some of this like just makes sense. Abusing the relationship for financial gain. Like obviously he was gonna use her for like to boost his own platform a little bit because Mythic is actually fairly popular on her own right.
Yeah.
And obviously, when you do collabs with people that you can somewhat vibe with, it's going to work out pretty well. Like, it'll get you more stuff. But do you guys have any, like, comments on some of this right here before we get to jealousy?
No, not really. It's crazy.
Let me see. It's like... She's right. A lot of VTubers do the whole pretend relationship thing or get a lot of quote-unquote ship art with each other because it does drive up engagement, especially if it's two aesthetics that mesh very well. Because besides collabing with other people, art with other people really drive followers to you. Especially if it's a well-known artist doing it.
Pretty image is pretty.
Yeah, it's like he is trying to sell his brand, but he is doing it in the worst way fucking possible.
Well, actually, talked about this during like the little interview thing I had last night. I do not believe asshole as a brand works for live streaming.
Yeah,
and
we were talking about that last week too.
We were.
Yeah, I actually kind of hold to this. I think when you do asshole personality, that works for like scripted YouTube content because the followers can hate the YouTuber because he's not targeting the followers. He's targeting who he's talking about. He's targeting the subjects he's talking about. He's not targeting his viewers. But when you do streaming, a huge part of your content is viewer interaction.
Yeah.
So you have to get a bunch of viewers that like to be talked down to and treated like garbage.
Oh my god.
Which is a very, very small number of people.
Melia just paid $75 for us to do this!
Fair enough.
All
Hey,
right.
babe, you want to be a narrator?
We will.
We
let's
will
schedule
work
a
on
day
this.
for it.
I need to use the restroom. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Give me like 2
Melia.
minutes.
Okay.
You should have started that when I was
Wow.
doing my little
Oh
speech
my
about assholes. But yeah, no, that's my opinion. I don't think asshole content creation works for a heavily viewer interaction situation like Twitch or streaming.
Mhm.
And the argument somebody gave against it was low tier God. And I was like, I don't think people watch low tier God for low tier God. They watch him to watch him be mad. And the people that show up intentionally show up to try and make him mad.
Mhm.
So I don't think it's necessarily like his asshole personality is really pulling big numbers. I think it's people are showing up to try and make him madder and madder. It's the same
Yeah.
reason people watch, what's his name, the League of Legends YouTuber, it's Tyler1, is the one that destroys stuff all the time.
Oh yeah.
Like,
And
he had a fake house to destroy the house.
Yeah.
People
And it's
watched him
why
to watch him
people-
break shit, not because they enjoyed his personality.
Yeah, and it's like watching. Oh shit! Hello, hi Melia. Thank you for the resub. But people do the same thing with like DSP and stuff, and oh boy, did he bring that fucking weight back on him because he showed what Cat looks like now.
Yeah. Like, I don't think any of those people really pull off the asshole personality.
Yeah. Is that the same kind of appeal as Darkside Phil? Yeah, it was just. It's funny that you mentioned Darkside Phil because I just talked about it. And
Oh,
also, Melia, just so you get some quality content out of that $75, I will also package that in with the love confession that I have to do for Gundam now. You're welcome.
Oh, it's somebody in chat mentioned XQC. XQC is a completely different thing. People
Yeah.
watch XQC because he's what's called a content aggregator. People don't watch XQC for him, they watch him for the content he finds. This is actually why Moist Critical is popular, and this is how Ray William Johnson got popular back in the day, and it's how he's trying to rebuild his brand right now through YouTube Shorts. They are not... People don't watch them for them, they watch them for the content they find, because people are lazy and don't want to go looking for it.
Yeah.
Which I think isn't necessarily wrong, but I think there are good and bad ways to do it. Because, like, our podcast would technically be filed under content aggregation, but it's stuff that people really don't want to go searching for because you have to, like, look through all this drama, you have to read all these documents, you have to piece everything together. It's kind of boring to do, unless you really just love the tea that much.
My
And
apologies.
apparently people love the tea that much that they want us to narrate 96 pages.
Okay.
You know, Yuri, I'll agree. Being the asshole might make you burn brightly for a little bit, but you are going to burn out pretty quick.
I agree.
Oh yeah.
I very much agree.
Yeah, this was a fun one. Somebody in chat actually mentioned it a lot earlier, that normally when people call somebody jealous, they're kind of projecting. Which
Yeah.
Papi's document was nothing but talking about how jealous Mythic was. Which, by the way, jealous isn't necessarily bad. You are allowed to be jealous, and sometimes you are kind of right to be jealous.
Especially
But it's
if you're
very
in a
funny that
relationship.
Papi was constantly accusing her of being jealous, and then she shows documents where he literally says, "I'm absurdly jealous."
Yeah.
Like, it's funny.
It's hilarious. It's like she says, "Hey, I'm uncomfortable. I don't want you to flirt with these people." He's like, "Oh, that's too bad. I'm doing it for engagement and money." He says, "Hey, I'm jealous," and she's just like, "I'm literally not doing anything."
What is this emote he sends her repeatedly, by the way?
I don't fucking know.
I know that, like, again,
He has his own emotes. Like, look, he even sends his own one immediately after. But like, what is this weird pig thing?
I believe that's one of his emotes.
What? For what?
I don't know. Again, like, for the limited stuff I know about him, he's like a lich, but also like undead stuff is, I don't know. I'm gonna assume that's his though.
Look how many times he sends this fucking emote. Stop. It's weird.
When we read the docs, when we come across that, I think we have to say oink instead of the emote. Or just like say the emote to the what we think the emote's name is.
Oink mad.
Papi oink or Papi pig. Papi pig!
Papi pig.
I've got one for you, Oka. Rage pig.
Rage pig. Rage bog hog. Pappy bog hog.
All 2 of our followers are gonna enjoy that one.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think this is fun, right? So a lot of the stuff that Papi showed of Mythic was Mythic saying, why are you like in this girl's DMs? Why are you constantly flirting with this girl? And he portrayed that as a bad thing. But all of Mythic's stuff is, why is this guy talking in your Twitter thread even though you're not talking to him back? Why did this guy get you a commission and give it to you? Like, it's always, with the stuff he showed, it was literally him doing stuff specifically. But with all the stuff she's showing, it's Papi getting mad at just guys liking her that exist. Which just makes it so much worse. I'm jealous of all the thirsty motherfuckers on that post. Like, why are you jealous of random people that are thirsting after your girlfriend on Twitter?
What reason would you have to be jealous if you got the girl? The girl's not going anywhere.
Exactly. It's like,
it could be an OnlyFans thing.
Like,
I don't know.
It's like, honestly, he should just be like, yeah, you get to observe this from the fucking other side of the screen. I get to sleep next to it. Well, he doesn't get to sleep next to it because it's long distance. But, you know, it's the same thing.
How dare you have Sims Pappy 2024?
Oh, man. It's like a Sims exist. There will be at least one simp for every female VTuber, female presenting VTuber there is on this planet.
Yeah, I've had a few.
I don't know if I have any.
You had one that bought you a PS5. That counts.
No, that's Tyler.
Isn't he a friend?
He is a friend, but he's not a simp. He just likes supporting my hobbies.
Okay.
Somebody bought me a car battery.
Nice.
What?
My car battery exploded, and I had to get a new one. One of my followers bought me a new car battery. It was like $200.
Okay. I thought I had some weird random things that people bought because people bought me shit in Warframe. That's weird.
Quick ask Moose how he feels when we asked Lumi to breathe into the mic for us. Okay, I don't know if you were there for the specific Yakuza stream, but I think you forgot the one that I was slightly intoxicated and I did a thing in the mic.
Oh, here's 2 weird things, right, that I've gotten through Throne. So the car battery was $200. And somebody paid, I think, like $150 of it, and then I got like 10 $5 donations from other people. I also got a $600 donation from 3 different people to get a down payment on my new car.
Oh, that's so nice. I remember seeing your posts about the whole car thing before we started talking.
Yeah.
I'm like,
so my followers have paid for my car twice.
Oh, that's nice.
So thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
That's nice.
I genuinely did need the help.
Get yourself some fans that'll pay for your car payment.
It's like, okay, I think I should put the new tires that we need on my throne. Maybe someone will pay for it.
You'll do some other reading. If people give you car tires, you'll read something else.
I'm gonna start putting games on it now.
I will start reading bad fan fiction if people pay for the tires. Hey, what you do in the mic? You look through my Yakuza VOD, you'll eventually find it. I think it was Kiwami 2. Or was it Kiwami 1? I forget.
So is the rest of these just like him being jealous of her having like
random people that like her? Like somebody that just retweeted her and he's mad about it.
Oh my gosh, bro. Like, okay.
He's just so weird.
I get, like, there is an element that I understand where if you've got an OnlyFans thought as your girlfriend, and I don't think that's her, I think she just, like, has spicy anime art, like, but I can kind of understand that. But, like, it's literally both ways. Like, he should understand and be okay with it, because he does, at least from mine, I understand exactly the same thing.
Excuse me.
So, I don't get it.
Yeah, and then I haven't gotten to read through any of this, but even this was kind of iffy on Papi's document. He accused her of actively stalking his following list, and showed a couple tweets of her saying, like, why are you still, like, following this person, or, like, following these people. So I think, like, I kind of believe her on this, where she just kind of was like, oh, we, like, shared mutuals and stuff, so I just kind of casually saw it. I don't think it was necessarily she was stalking through all this stuff, because I've seen, like, a lot of content from people just on Twitter casually that I don't even follow.
Yeah.
But I could tell you, like, all their weird kinky preferences, because it just happens to show up in my For You page.
Yeah. No, I think it's one of those things that I don't see as stalking.
He even
That's so
told me
dumb.
to let her have that crush on him while we were in call. He is actively telling her to keep his options open for him. That's fucked.
It's very fun.
Jesus.
That's relationship over for me. I'm leaving.
If you're in a group or if you're in a relationship, don't do that. Don't do that. Like, you know, ever since, like, me and Caro, like, been and all that stuff, like, I have not, like, I used to be silly with a lot of people. I don't do it, period, anymore. At all. And
I would have to clarify with a partner that I'm going to flirt with people.
Well,
And this is going to be life with me.
I like Caro and I both, like, our personalities, like, are not really any different after this, but it's just, like, there's a boundary, obviously, you know?
Yeah.
So...
Some of this is funny. Decided I'm watching blank because you're spying on me. What the fuck? You do this every day. I was there before you, and he says it doesn't matter. So that's the part that gets me that doesn't matter. So he knew for a fact that Mythic was looking at the people he accused her of stalking him to find before he did. So he just completely lied through his teeth in that part of it.
Wow. This is like such an... Oh, man.
This is such, like, psycho behavior.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It's not just the fact that he did it, it's the fact that he tried to make, like, an exposed document after doing it. Oh, he keeps mentioning it. He talks about spying constantly.
Jeez. How much of this is just that?
It's all fucking projection, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Lumi burp counter. I'm not putting that on
screen. It's not
stream.
my fault bubbly drinks and makes my tummy go burr.
I'm not putting that on screen, but if whoever edits this wants to put that up, they can.
Whoever wants to make a burp compilation, go ahead.
We'll upload it on the channel and make sure you get credited for it.
Yeah. Papi, from everything I've heard from this and some of the other girls who commented, seems like he wanted to keep his options open. Which... kind of trashy, bro. Just say you're polyamorous. People bite for that shit these days.
Some people do. She might not have,
That's
which
the
is
thing
why...
that confuses... No, so I don't think Mythic would have bought for that, but that's the thing that confuses me the most, is that, like, polyamory is, like, a thing that everybody talks about being a valid lifestyle nowadays, and you still have people that refuse to do that and just want to cheat. I don't understand.
Yeah.
You have a get out of jail free card. Use it.
or it's like I see people say, hey, yeah, I'm poly, but it's just me with the other partners. It's like, that's not how it works, my dude.
Yeah.
That's the Mormonism, isn't it?
Yes.
Might be.
You're not poly, you're just Mormon.
Specific sect, but yes.
They don't want the responsibility of managing honesty and respect for multiple people? Yeah.
Then just don't get in a relationship, bro. If you don't want that, like, if you just want to date hoes your entire life and just want to fuck them, fine. don't break their hearts, cause like you'll make more lesbians than you will like actually, you know what I mean? Like so many women like lose their want to date men because of people like this.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Okay, that's fine. So this next part is Papi talking to an artist called V. V is not their real name, but it is a pseudonym they're using for it. Apparently, while they were together, Papi was cheating on her with this artist called V. As in not just talking, it says they were sending each other pictures of each other. Which I'm assuming were probably sussy pictures, because why else are you sending random people pictures of yourself?
No.
You look gorgeous, but I was waiting for dinner pics, not dessert.
Oh my god.
So, first off, I'll give him that. That's actually kind of smooth.
That is, yes. I'm gonna steal that, but use it in a proper way.
Dessert pics are probably nudes. So I think that's immediate confirmation that they were probably nudie pics.
Yeah.
What's funny is she says that she got these from Aspen. So Aspen was at some point on her side and knew that Papi was doing this shit, but she still dipped on her for some reason. I don't get it.
One of her personalities told her it was a good idea to side with Papi. No, literally, that's how it works. One of her personalities was like, oh, I feel really bad for the cheating, and the other one was like, no, fuck that. Cheating all the way. Papi's the cool one here. Maybe Papi will fuck me one day.
God.
I'm sorry, I...
So, she said that she asked Papi to tell V he had a partner. So he... I figure out what to do. Hey babe, it would make me comfortable if you let V know that you have a partner sometime, because I know you said she thinks she's starstruck. Papi says if it comes up in conversation, no problem, but I don't feel comfortable being like, hey, I'm assuming you like me and I need you to know I'm seeing someone. She's sending you nudie pics. Shut the fuck up. Mythic Sight says, I know that you don't need to announce stuff, but I thought back to when you mentioned it to like blank and stuff. It made me feel comfy and I love them now. And he says, I genuinely don't feel comfortable doing it. It's no one's business.
It's just so fucking dumb. Where it's like, oh yeah, I'll only mention it if it comes up in conversation. And it's just like, dude, please.
He's really just trying to brush it off.
Even if that was true, because I feel like I've been in this situation before where I didn't want to just assume somebody liked me, but I did need to tell them that I had a relationship because I thought they liked me. You can bring it up casually without just saying, hey, I'm assuming you like me, so just so you know I have a girlfriend. You could be like, oh, that's so funny, my girlfriend has like the same kind of humor. Or, oh, that's like such a coincidence, my girlfriend likes the same thing. Like, you can bring it up casually, and then that clues them in on it.
Like, wait, are you my girlfriend? Because, like, my girlfriend is exactly like you right now. Like, wait, what? That would be a funny conversation.
That's funny.
So she claims that they were in a Discord server with Papi, V, and a random person, and that person had mentioned that Papi and her were together, and he got mad about that. So he is actively upset that someone is telling V that he has a relationship. So this person is either socially inept or just pretending to be. No, he's not socially inept. I think he's got a pretty good grasp on it. He's just an asshole.
No, yeah. With how he acted, yeah.
Okay, do you want to do
Here's
a quick
conversation from the VC? Holy shit.
Do you want to do a quick cringy read through on this? You read Papi, I'll read Mythic.
Oh god, well, how am I gonna make him sound? What's like a good neckbeard voice? I picture him like a neckbeard.
I could change my voice to super deep, like, male octopus. Here, do you want to do? Let me see if I can.
I'm very upset right now.
You know what? I like that more. I'm very upset right now. You gotta make.
He doesn't deserve a deep voice. What happened?
You gotta give him the soy boy voice.
I just feel like my boundaries aren't being respected, and I can't breathe.
Are you okay, baby? Is it from the VC earlier?
It's not just that. It was the morning as well.
Was it because I asked that question? I'm sorry if I caused it. I want to make things better. I love you and you're my partner. I was trying to be open with my feelings but not start anything.
I'm quite upset. I've told you many times how I feel about this shit, and now I can't even sit in a fucking VC with other motherfuckers. God, I can't. Not with this voice. Why does he say that? People don't talk like this.
And also,
other
motherfuckers is one word.
Yeah, well,
Look,
depends.
the fuck loses its kick when you drop it like 5 times in a sentence.
Yeah.
You can drop it
Oh,
once, and like, it's a good sentence enhancer, but when it's just like, fuck, like, it just loses the impact.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, reading this is going to be a trial and tribulations. We'll make it worth your while, Amelia.
Oh my
God,
goodness.
I can't. Not with him talking like he sounds so overly edgy. It's so bad.
I feel like this would be harder than the Songs of Solomon.
Like Vivzy Pop wrote it.
Oh no. Vivzy Pop is actually Papi the entire time.
Oh
Look,
man.
I like Vivzy Pop even if she's blocked me. I still have a picture with her at Anime Expo.
Nice.
Does she hate you because of your opinions?
I called her out for not taking criticism well.
Mm.
You want to continue, Lumi?
Sounds about right.
Yeah, let's continue.
Everything working for me. I'm sorry, but I'm not happy with this. I want to be alone.
Really?
Yeah.
I understand.
I just can't deal with the jealousy right now.
Just can't deal with it.
I literally feel anxious being friends with anyone.
Like, really?
Blank, I don't want to make you anxious.
I know you don't, but I don't feel like anytime I'm friends with another creator, trying to build a bond to continue my career, you're upset. When Twitch is literally 90% of this. It's my living.
No, it's not. Okay,
Dude,
Twitch's connections, but not fucking cheating on her.
Okay, it's like
Steady
if Twitch is like your entire fucking income and you don't have like a side gig or a side hustle, that just sounds like a skill issue there.
This keeps going.
I know it's your living and I do everything in my power to build you up. I know I'm not perfect, but sometimes it feels like you get defensive and that makes me worry a little bit. I'm just saying a little bit, I ain't saying a little. That's why I asked that question today, because I didn't want someone getting a crush and things getting weird, you know? That's all.
To be honest, I don't care if someone develops a crush. It doesn't matter. What matters is my interactions and how I proceed. He's
but
so aggressive.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want them to feel led on, though.
Not entertaining sus behavior. I don't lead anyone on. I'm not like that. The thing is, people get weird on Twitch. That's how it goes. They get influenced with creators at times that support
Infatuated.
them. What? Infatuated, my bad. I can't control this. Do I want to get supported? Of course. That's how I pay my fucking bills. I can't with the fucking dude.
You're almost done.
I'm not out here trying to hurt anyone. I just want to do my job. I'm losing my voice. Keep my private life private. That's it. If anyone was being inappropriate, you would have been the first to know, like I've always been.
Oh, Mizu's a better voice actor. I voted for Mizu.
Listen, give it
Also,
a minute.
Thank you for the raid, guys. You came at a
You
at a
literally
moment.
came at the right time.
You came at a moment, guys.
Where's my avocado toast?
I like how he does this thing where he's so mad he's typing single sentences and sending them. Private. That's it. You. Like,
It's like, why
kid
type
does
like that? What
that.
the fuck? that is an angry 16-year-old.
it's so fun. I can't with this guy.
It's so bad.
Like, literally? Oh my gosh.
Okay, so here's the proof that Aspen actually sent the DMs with V. So that just makes it weird. She actually did help with this.
I need a list of Aspen's DID personality so I can guess which one is the one that handed this over. We're gonna play a roulette game, chat. Now we'll never actually get confirmation, but I feel like your guess will be spot on. Oh my gosh, they're like, we love you so much. Oh my gosh.
Oh God.
Oh my god.
I can't. Do you want to read this out?
She says this is a neglect issue mostly. Is she trying to accuse Mythic of neglecting Papi so he's running to the arms of someone else? Is this like
personalities?
some reverse psychology? This is all your fault that he's flirting with this girl, so you need to do better shit?
That is the scummiest shit ever to say.
That is so fucking scummy.
It's your
Like,
fault that you're
who's
getting
neglect
abused.
to? What do they mean it's a neglect issue? Reading through this, it makes it sound like she's trying to say Mythic is causing this.
Oh my gosh.
This is so like royally fucked. What is with these people? I just don't get it.
I don't get it either.
All personalities at once.
Oh. You know what? You know what? I'm gonna say you can't vote for all of them because if you do, that's cheating. You gotta roll like it's on a casino table. You gotta choose your number and then hope you roll for sevens.
Oh my
I've never been gambling before, so I don't know if that's right.
At the end of the day, we just want to be happy. Like,
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we just want everyone to be happy. I want to say like an alien. We just want you to be happy, Earthling person. We believe in the consciousness of ourselves that we want you to be happy.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm sorry, I can't take it seriously. I
It's
just
like
can't.
a hive mind.
they are
You know
one,
what?
though.
If Aspen was an alien VTuber, I would believe it. 100% full stop. If they were an alien VTuber, I would believe that they're a hive mind.
I can't get on board with their whole multiple personality thing. I refuse.
I'm probably gonna get canceled for that, but again, I do not believe in DID. I believe in very, very, very extreme cases of people having weird personalities, but not like that.
So
It's like,
she
okay.
claims this audio is verbal abuse. We did not transcribe this one. So do we want to risk it for a chocolate biscuit?
I mean, okay. I will say this before we play it because
Did you
I
listen to
did
this
talk
one?
to Mythic. Yeah, this is the one that kind of triggered my minor fight or flight. But
Oh, so
I
you've
did talk
seen
to
this
Mythic.
one.
Yes, I did talk to Mythic, and she said that, you know, when we play this one, just give a proper, you know, content warning because some people do get, you know, I hate saying the word triggered, but they get triggered with this type of thing because, you know, I talked with Akko about this as someone who has been verbally abused for like the majority of my life. It does put me in a minor fight or flight mode, and I know it can be worse to other people, so
Okay,
sure.
so
Yes,
I guess content warning, guys. This is
yep,
apparently
content
very
warning,
fucked.
verbal abuse.
I genuinely have not heard this.
Me neither.
So I'm curious. Here, let me know if you guys can hear it.
It's not straight up yelling, but it's enough.
I don't go by
Yep.
stream anymore to say I just nothing. Nobody.
Oh, there's a lot of silence
There
between
is.
shit too.
How was different?
They had a crush on you.
I don't think so. I don't
They-
even
no,
care
they
if they
did.
did. Who gives it? Good. Good.
They talked
Fuck
about
yeah.
it.
I'm guessing that's
Good.
Mythic.
So she can pay my bills. Good. That's fucking awesome. I hope that nobody fucked that up for me. The people that pay my bills.
Wow.
Excuse me?
Why
That's
do you
a part
think
of the
she was
job.
Depressed? Why do you think she was depressed when she
I have no idea.
when she found out that you had a girlfriend?
Oh, well then who fucked that up?
We were in VC, and then you got tilted at everybody.
I got tilted at
Well, you know, but
yeah, because he wouldn't shut the fuck up.
well, I'm sorry, but
It doesn't
trying to
matter. It's no
explain.
one's fucking business. Why is that a problem? Why is that? If you don't understand Twitch, parasocial relationships, and how these people actually pay people.
What?
That's how streamers get their money. That's a part of the job.
Well, I'm gonna get like when I hear things, I might get a little upset.
Wow.
That's
She's trying
fine.
to play cool.
What do you want me to do?
Yep.
What do you want me to do?
I could hear her choking back tears.
You gonna
though.
get mad at?
No.
You gonna
But
get new fucking people?
No. With that you know
Who
they send
gives
you
a shit?
they send you a picture and you say, I was expecting dinner pics, not dessert, and then they get all blushy and flustered, and you're like, I'm a silly little guy.
Oh my
How
God,
is
that's
that supposed
hilarious.
to make me feel?
That's hilarious.
So of course I get a
Oh,
little
come on.
upset, but I'm over it. Like, sure, I'm a
And
little
who
bitter.
sent you that? And who sent you
people
that?
talk to each other.
Who?
It doesn't matter who.
Okay. Oh my God.
Jeez.
And have you seen her? I'm not attracted to her.
Just be nice.
It's a great defense. Listen, I'm clearly not
I know,
attracted
it was
to that
more
woman.
like me being friendly.
Holy cow.
But now you don't share my shit. Don't buy me nothing. You know what I mean? Doesn't even show up to stream barely. I'm fucked out of a regular when I'm trying to maintain my viewership because motherfuckers can't keep their mouths shut.
Wow. What server are you?
That's why I was pissed.
Holy shit.
My relationship is no one's business. And that's why and Aspen can suck my dick for the rest of my life. Fuck them.
You know what? Maybe one of their personalities would be okay
Because they
with
fucked
that.
with my money. And if you fuck with my money, you are worth nothing to me. I will not
Wow.
fucking help those fucking assholes ever again.
Holy crap.
Aspen is a selfish little bitch and fucking is a simp.
I'm very appreciative that they censored all of this.
And this is why, though. This is why that I hate and I hate Aspen. Is because now, because of them,
Why are you
They
simping
hurt.
for Aspen?
and she's all upset probably, right? And then that, triggering that jealousy, it hurt you too. You know what I mean? And it's just like, if everyone would have just minded their own fucking business.
Wow.
You gotta let people find out shit naturally.
What is naturally? Is it you telling after you fucked her? It's like, oh, hey, by the
Fucking
way,
crazy.
you're the
When
second girl.
Found out that I was in a relationship, he stopped giving me money too.
Holy shit. Wow.
Such a fucking psycho. What?
It's just. Oh my god! It's like I hated listening to that the first time. It's like, you know, I read it, but I also wasn't. It's like I was prepared for it, but I didn't think I'd get fucking thrown into my fucking head, and I'm like, I hate this.
I honestly, the best part of that is him constantly shitting on Aspen. Why is Aspen on his side? I'm so confused by that, because that whole time he's like, fuck Aspen, they're awful, I fucking hate them. And then Aspen was the only one that defended
Wow.
him.
Play it again? Fuck no, I don't want to listen to that
No.
shit. That was horrible. Holy cow.
No, I'm kind of on Sin's side. That's like, there's a level of hilarious to that.
There's a link to the doc. You could go do it yourself on your off time.
Aspen not know? I have to assume Aspen doesn't know.
There, I'll throw it. Well, according to Aspen, she shared this stuff with them, even in Aspen's one. And Aspen was like, oh, it was bad for them to do that because it's like, it's a crime. And like, so I feel like Aspen knows this. They're just...
Their other
Stupid.
personality just forgot.
It's that selective amnesia coming in.
I'm sorry.
It's so wild,
Don't
like-
apologize. We need to laugh a little bit. That was shit.
The,
Yeah.
Laugh
the
all
money
you want.
thing. Like, oh, he doesn't give me money anymore. Whose fault is that? It's like, don't you have like 20,000 followers or something, dude?
Do you not like? That's the
Yeah.
thing is like, is he? That sounds almost like he's upset that he's like losing out on a giant chunk of like. Is this person that was giving him money that big of a simp? Were
I
they
guess
that
if he's
big?
that upset about it.
I'm so confused.
Like, okay, I'm just gonna iterate this now, and I feel like my two co-hosts can agree with this. We don't fuck with simps, all right? If you support us anyway, we appreciate that. But like, if we have significant others, we're gonna take them over you. All right? I'm sorry.
That's literally how he acts on stream. Really?
See, when he said it was a personality, I think he was lying.
Oh no, it was lying. It was straight up fucking bullshit.
I want my $75 back. No.
Melia, no, you're paying for a product. That's not simpery.
Don't worry, apparently there's way more
man.
Poppy stuff, so you're gonna get a fucking product and a half, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So this one is just somebody had asked them to do a VR chat double date, and he gets mad about it and says like, I'm not interested in that shit. My relationship with you is just a me and you thing. You mean it's just a hidden thing?
He wanted to keep it hidden so people would think he's... Which doesn't make much... Okay, listen, I understand. It's a mostly female
Yes,
VTuber
Poppy's a
thing.
VTuber chat.
Like, do a lot of male VTubers keep their Like, I thought that like most male streamers kept their relationships in public because they're very proud of their relationships. This man does not seem very proud of his relationship at all. Because like
I
most
also
men
feel like
don't
a lot
do
of
that.
male VTubers probably show off their girlfriends to kind of be like look guys, I'm not a sex pest like everyone else says male VTubers are because I have an
Exactly.
actual girlfriend.
I got this hottie right here. She's also a VTuber, and guess what? I get to see her model naked.
Yeah.
I show off my boyfriend like, hey, look at this neat man.
Oh gosh.
It's just there's so much.
The Ninja Boys make some serious BFE money. I mean, I don't doubt that.
I
But,
like how he's trying to gas up that like this double date thing is a shit idea. It's like, well, what are your thoughts, baby? And she says, I've never been on a double date before. That, bro, if you actually cared, that is your hint to be like, she wants to do it.
Warehouse.
Anytime
yeah.
You ask a girl what her thoughts are on something and her only response is, I've never done it, that's, yes, I want to do this.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
She's saying that is a new experience I have not had, and I would like that new experience.
Yeah, a lot of girls naturally like to experience new things like that, so. Not all of them, but most of them.
He's so, like, narcissistic and wrapped up in himself, he just can't see that.
Speaking of narcissists.
Isolation. On September 14th, Papi wanted to break up again.
Again?
This was a mutual agreement as I was conflicted by a lot of feelings from things Papi had recently been saying, becoming more distant. See Papi's transphobia for more on this.
Which is
He
nice.
cared more about my interaction on his channel over my feelings and mental well-being.
Jeez.
He messages her just to say that he's live.
Wow, how cringy.
You
Okay.
Hey babe, did you know that I'm live? Did you know that I'm live? You should so watch me. Oh shit, you already are. Look it.
Oh my gosh, you already have a say, okay. I'm not gonna say who. But I knew somebody that would, in the beginning of their career, individually go to people and say, hey, I'm streaming. And then kind of get miffed when you wouldn't go watch them. Like, if they follow you, they should know you're streaming.
You guys, if you can read this, like, he is absolutely unhinged here, because she's just like, oh, I don't really feel like talking in your chat right now. I'm kind of tired. I'm kind of sleepy. I'm kind of, like, personed out right now. And he goes, you don't gotta, but seeing you interact with other creators on Twitter and not even looking at anything I post or say makes me feel like you don't fuck with anything I do. She says she's at his limits. He says limits on what? She says my mental. And he immediately goes, I feel that I've been so fucked mentally. I've been physically ill. Like, he just immediately has to one-up her when she says, I feel like I'm mentally strained. What is wrong with you?
Oy.
Genuine question.
Holy fuck. Oh, and he called her too.
Yeah, I called. Aspen shot me a message telling me you might want to talk, so call me if you do. What is that? Is that 7 days later?
Yeah.
It is. Are you okay? I left the door for communication open, dude. It should always be fucking open, my guy.
I feel like he's sending her some mixed messages right now.
Oh, good reference.
I message you and then don't talk for 7 days.
Send the first text in a cute way. Don't send another text for 7 fucking days.
Literally, it's almost 7 days.
It's so weird. Even between like them fighting and this one is 2 to 3 days. Like, it's just, if I got in a fight with a girlfriend, because I've never actually gotten in a fight with any of my girlfriends, I feel like literally the very next day after I've calmed down, there's immediately a text or a phone call that says, "Hey, look, I'm sorry." Even if I don't think I did something wrong, it's like, "Hey, look, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have yelled at you."
Yeah.
And he just waits 2 days and then immediately says, "Hey, somebody else told me I should probably talk to you."
That's not the right thing to say. If you can't determine that something is wrong, you should not say somebody else said this. You should lie and say, "Hey, I realized I might have been an asshole." Like, he
She's
might not even be
good
able.
at being a manipulator. That's the worst part.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really know how to manipulate, but I imagine this is not the right way to do it.
She says that he admits to recognizing I was vulnerable during this time, yet still told people not to reach out to me. And she says it'll be covered in Spoodle's statement, where Spoodle talks about it. So,
Oh yeah, we have like 4 other people to go through.
yeah.
And there are like
God,
multiple
you
pages as
gotta be
well.
willing.
Man needs to never date again or procreate. Well, I imagine that won't happen. At very least, it won't happen online.
Okay, so this is, I think this is kind of like loose, is she says that he's specifically keeping people busy, but like he is making content that's kind of, it's whatever. Later blocked her as I found it disrespectful and distasteful to see her and another close friend of mine engaging in intimate behavior in front of my face in my community. It says, I found it disrespectful and distasteful for Papi to be engaging in intimate behaviors privately and in front of my face during our relationship.
Oh, damn.
I remember this quote from Papi's document, but I remember it didn't like have anything attached to it. Like, I don't think he ever posted evidence that she was like fucking other people.
Hold on, I can check, because I believe since I viewed his document before he deleted his shit, I think I do have the I still have the doc on my shit.
I mean, is this guy 20? He acts 12. I think he's older than I am.
Okay, it's funny that he says, unfortunately, most of our communication occurred in voice calls in his document. So, like, it doesn't seem like most of it happened in voice calls, my dude. What the hell does the screenshot look like again?
This NTR plotline is confusing.
Quote from Papi's document, I blocked her.
Disrespectful.
I cringe having been a mod for this guy. He's 31 and he is older than me.
31?
Melted, were you a mod for this man? Oh.
I am so sorry.
Okay, so I was correct. He is older than me. So he should be way past this kind of behavior.
Yeah.
You deserve financial compensation for that.
Yeah. Sorta wants to know how prevalent autism is among. Well, probably a lot. I don't know if that's an insult just because of me, but I know there is a lot that claim to have it. More than I expected, to be honest with you. Because I know
I have to agree with Tim. Don't let him near a woman IRL.
Yeah.
This is how he treats women online.
Yeah.
He's 31 in Discord e-dating. Okay, let me just say, like, I do agree that online relationships are a little bit more fragile because, like, you're not there in person.
But
being
to
said,
be fair, like 90% of all relationships start online these days.
yeah, that being said, it's not the worst thing in the world, but like you should not from start to finish say, hey, let's get married in an online relationship. You need to meet in person and be okay with their presence. These two people, I highly doubt ever. Now, I don't know that for sure, but I doubt these two people actually met in person. With how he's acting.
Probably not. I wouldn't guess they did. So here, chat, is the part where I think Akko and I are going to piss some people off, and probably Lumi too.
Maybe.
In that I'll speak for myself. I don't think the transphobia section is very strong. I do think that Papi specifically courted a community of people who think this stuff is bad. However, I think factually it's just not bad stuff.
I think we should also give a preamble. I had gender dysphoria when I was in my teens, and I went to therapy for it and discovered that that wasn't what I wanted to go through. But I do have experiences of that, and you also have experiences.
I had gender dysphoria in my teens, and I continued it up till I was like 23.
So we both have extensive knowledge on this. So if people want to say that we're not qualified, I feel I'm pretty qualified because I went to a therapist, and I actively study this on a daily basis. So.
Yeah, so the first part is they mentioned that he secretly bought Hogwarts Legacy and played it on his PS5, which, come on, like, you gotta read this, and this sounds like you're hiding Jews under your floorboard shit.
I'm sorry.
Does it, like, not, though?
Secretly
Have what
bought.
under your floorboard?
You have Jews under your floorboards? From Inglourious Bastards at the start?
Oh my
where he says, are you
gosh.
hiding Jews under your floorboards?
No, sir, I am not.
That's what this feels like to me. It's like,
Is...
are you hiding Hogwarts Legacy under your floorboards? I sense the wizard game under your floorboards.
By the way, we love
That's what this feels like to me. Like, he secretly
Actually-
played it on his PlayStation 5 and hid it so no one could see him.
No, do you have secret tunnels under your house?
I mean, New York found out they do.
I love the non-visible Clodsire. Listen, I forgot that the Clodsire would be hidden. Here, I'll move myself up a little bit.
But yeah, I don't believe the Hogwarts Legacy thing. That's one of those things where I'm like, okay, this is dumb.
That one, yeah, I don't. It makes me laugh.
I've seen worse games that people play, like, you know, for example, the 2D and 3D game where you do things with a certain German dude from the 1940s.
The transphobia is easily the dumbest part of this document. For some reason,
Yes.
a lot of people mega focus on this rather than the verbal abuse. Yeah, I saw a ton of people tweeting about this. Like, I can't believe he's transphobic. I'm like, this is literally like, what, 3 pages of a 90-something page document?
Where they talk about how he is verbally and mentally abusive to this. Like, okay, I understand. Like, I agree that people should live and let live. Live and let live. Do whatever you want. He was being very rude to trans people. I will agree with that. Like, literally, that is, like, less than 10% of her trying to explain how he damaged her mentally and probably a little physically. I have no idea. And that's all people are focused. Like, if I was her, I'd be pissed off.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
so, like, I mean, because that's all it is with the transphobia. It's Hogwarts Legacy, and then it's 2 audio recordings.
Yeah,
Which,
I put
by the
the
way-
transcriptions on.
By the way, we have transcribed the audio recordings for these 2. Primarily because I don't understand, like, what is wrong with him when he's talking about stuff like this. But there is so much dead air, and there's so much repeating the same word, like, 30 times over. Like, if you guys actually pull up this document and you listen to these in their entirety, he sounds like he is developmentally disabled.
Yeah.
Maybe he is.
Which is not an insult. It's like he actually, because I've worked with disabled people before, like younger disabled people.
Same.
He sounds developmentally disabled when he's talking about this stuff, and it's so bizarre with that contrast with him yelling at her earlier, and then him talking about like these semi-political subjects, and just sounds like he can't even formulate a sentence correctly. It's
it's
so
like
weird.
I want to see him streaming, just like a clip of him streaming video games and talking. Because if this is how he sounds when
sure.
talking about politics, how the hell did he get that big streaming?
Yeah.
it's like okay, because I don't know if the other two listen to the other two audio things, but I listen to them quite obviously. But this dude is a fucking asshole. Like, you know, just like the little tidbits that would send anyone into a fucking frenzy if it was just the little itty bitty tidbits shown. But this guy talks like a fucking dick, saying that women with what is it, PCOS are like ugly and have like nasty dirt lips and stuff, and it's like, dude, that is a medical condition, my guy. They can't control the PCOS.
Oh, here, do you want to just like want me to just read it out?
I think we should be careful because again, YouTube and Twitch are like a little, and he said some pretty nasty things.
We know what not to say to trigger the bots.
Yes.
No, I don't. I would just read the whole thing out.
It's like, for context for anyone who is first, like if anyone clips or does short whatever to cover this, we are reading what the heck Papi said on this audio. We're not reading everything, only the parts that we can say without getting fucking sniped by bots and the algorithm.
Yeah.
We don't want our channel deleted already.
Yeah.
So we're just reading this on what we can say, just to give more context for people who do not want to listen to this audio, because I know some people absolutely do not want to put themselves through that.
Wait, somebody says that he had a redeem where he calls the subs pay pigs.
What the fuck?
He really is like a Ethan Ralph.
Was unaware of that.
That's funny. I'm sorry. All he's missing is raging alcoholism. Does anybody know if he's a raging alcoholic?
You know, this guy would have thrived as a kick streamer.
Can't I read through the second one, I think? I don't think the second one was as bad as the first one, necessarily.
I mean, there's not as much personal insults towards people, but I'll give a TLDR on the first one, because okay, the first audio, Papi talks about people who are non-binary, and saying that, hey, if you're non-binary, why are you going on fucking testosterone? Hey, you're going to, you know, grow hair and look like you're a man or whatever. What's the one line that, like, you know, like a little Mexican 12-year-old mustache that's repulsive. It's like, dude, please shut up. Just like,
look, I'm gonna be the asshole in the room. He is. I'm gonna be the asshole in the room though, and I'm gonna say I've never understood non-binary. Not like I don't understand where it comes from. I don't understand how people act when they say they're non-binary, because there isn't like it's not like being trans necessarily, where there's a specific like male and female look to model yourself after. With non-binary, there is no non-binary look to model yourself after. So people that say they're non-binary tend to do really stupid stuff. I'm just gonna tell you guys that, because somebody needs to tell some of you. You do really stupid stuff after you identify as non-binary, and you kind of end up making yourselves look like idiots.
Well, the thing that I've always never understood is, like, binary means 0 or 1, like, you know, male or female, you know, whatever. If you're in the middle and you're nothing, does that mean gender? Like, legitimately, I am genuinely curious. Does that just mean gender blob? That's all I don't understand it. And the more I try, I don't.
I've always had the opinion that non-binary just on its face doesn't really make sense, because you're not trying to look like something specific. So the only thing it's really doing for you is the label. So it's like, why is the label that important for you? Like, I need a legitimate explanation for why you need the label above all else, because I don't think it works.
Non-binary with
But-
androids. The code androids execute as binary.
I think a lot of people agree with that to like some degree, and I think people are kind of scared to acknowledge that.
It's like, to be honest, and this is just from my observations, it's like, unlike you two, I haven't had, gender dysphoria, but I do have friends who are non-binary or transgender. And it's like, some people that I know that did identify as non-binary in the past, it seems like that they just wanted a middle ground before they decided if they wanted to transition or not. It's like that safe area where they don't have to commit with like hormone therapy and stuff to get that ideal look.
Yeah.
It's to see where they want to go before they fully commit.
But because I agree with that, but my
Okay.
I have a problem with that on its face, because you're basically just saying, I care more about how society perceives me than anything else. Because at the end of the day, that's all you're doing with non-binary, is you're saying, I don't want society to perceive me as male or female. It's like, okay, why do you care? Just be you.
That's something
Like, I don't understand why you're so desperate to have society specifically acknowledge a new label for you.
That's something I've never really understood. It's just like, okay, you're never going to impress society. Society is like the normal society that we live, not the society that lives online, because I feel like a lot of people get their opinions from what they see online. The society that's in normal life doesn't give a shit. All right? If you go to some random guy that is trying to sell his wares and tell him all about yourself, he doesn't give a shit. You know what he gives a shit about? Making profit so that he can feed his family. His family is who he gives a shit about. You, he's probably never going to see you again, or maybe you'll be a regular. It doesn't matter. He doesn't give a shit about you. So you shouldn't seek his, like, the only people you should seek approval from is you, your boss, maybe your parents, unless you don't like them, and your significant other. Other than that, I really don't care if like people outside randomly care about my life decisions. They don't need to know. They don't need to understand it. As long as it's not illegal, I don't think other people should care. And I don't understand why people care so much. Because the world is so vastly different.
Yeah. It's one of those things where I have to explain to people, like, I'm not invalidating you. I'm just saying I think you're dumb.
Yeah, again,
I'm gonna hold to my opinion on that.
I think people
I mean, it's like,
should... Oh, go ahead.
I agree with his comment here on my tweet saying everyone cares about how society perceives them, though it's literally ingrained into us. It's like, it's that thing where we want people to care about, like, at least how we see ourselves, which is why I get the stance on what some people have, where it's like, hey, I want to be seen as this. If you can get, like, if they're not disrespectful about it, because I know some people can just be complete asses when it comes to certain things. But if you're respectful with it and say, hey, my name's this, I want to be known as this. If you can do that for me, I will appreciate it. So it's like, it's basic respect, and just like, in a cordial setting. But then I've seen people who are like, hey, I demand to be called this. This is, this, and this. If you don't listen to me, then I will ruin your life. There's two different sides to how things go like that. And it's like, as long as you're respectful to me, I will respect you 100%. I will be your ride or die if you are, like, if, you're my friend with that. My friends know I will fucking fight the sun somehow if it hurts them.
Here is what I would respond to that person, because I do agree that to a degree, we all want society to perceive us a certain way that we like to be put upon. The difference is with like the pronoun stuff, is you aren't wanting society to perceive you a certain way. You want society to refer to you in a specific way that you have dictated they should accept, which doesn't work for most people. Even with just regular male-female pronouns, most people choose those based on their first impression of a person. Because me, as a femboy, if I dress full girl mode and go out, people are going to refer to me as she. even though I have like the full package and everything, just because I look like a woman, that's the first thing society is going to say. They're going to say she, because it's the first thing that pops into their head when they see how I look. And that's just how people work. It's not even like a pronoun thing. It's just people refer to you how they see you.
Again, they don't
and
care.
if you want society to perceive you in a new way, you have to actually make changes to yourself. You can't just have a label and say, this is my label now, and society has to use it. You have to give society a reason to care about that label.
Yeah.
And I know people hate hearing that, but that's the world we live in.
It is.
Most people don't care about you.
I agree.
Because they have their own life going on, they have their own problems going on. You have to give them a reason to care about you, not tell them that they should.
And you shouldn't give them a reason not to care, like to actively go against you. Because one thing that I think a lot of people have, like, some people are diagnosed with oppositional defiance. I think everybody has a little bit of oppositional defiance. And the moment you make it fun to be defiant against you, they're going to be defiant. Like, that's why, like, with the trans stuff and people like on the other side that are arguing with it, it's because it's fun for them to be against you. Don't make it fun for people to quote unquote invalidate you. If you want people to accept you and respect you, you need to make it not fun to invalidate you. And a lot of people make it fun, from what I've seen, to invalidate them. Don't do that.
Yeah. That's where me and Oka kind of stand on like this part, is that it's really not as bad as it makes it look. He's kind of an asshole when
He is.
referring to like women with dirt lip, which
He
I've
is.
never heard anybody say that before.
What does that mean?
It means she's got a mustache.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay, fair enough. That's me.
I've never heard
It's-
anyone call it dirt lip. That's
Yeah,
gotta be like a new
it's
slur.
well, it's not, because I've heard it before, but also I'm half Mexican, so I hear a lot of Mexican things and whatever.
That's what I
But-
mean, where it sounds like kind of a
Hispanic women-
slur. Because even after dirt
yeah.
lip, he specifically says, what, a Mexican 12-year-old boy?
Yeah, it's like
Maybe he
Hispanic
never grew
women
up.
do tend to have like a thicker hair and stuff, and some do have to go out of their way to shave their faces and everything. It's like
Well, that's why
a
lipstick is so
couple of-
popular.
Yeah, it's like a couple of my cousins, unfortunately, have that, and they get their like face hair waxed, which
Yeah.
is
Oh,
it's
trust,
unfortunate, but yeah.
Yeah.
oh, trust me, I know that feeling. Although when I was on estrogen, I had like no facial hair growth. It was so amazing. I miss it so bad.
Oh my gosh. No, it
was great.
I totally believe it. Again, I do think that there is a world where coexistence can happen. Like, I'm one of those people that, again, like, I had it when I was a teenager. I had to go to therapy because my parents were like, well, you're a kid, and kids oftentimes grow out of what they think, so we want you to go to a therapist and make sure that's actually what you want. When you're 18, you can do whatever the hell you want. And I learned that there were underlying issues that made me think the way I did. And so I
Alright,
do believe that
let-
there's common ground. Sorry?
Let's not go too much on a tangent because it is almost 1 a.m.
No, you're fine, you're fine.
and we're
It's
not
almost
even
2 a.m.
done
for
through
me.
Mythic's part yet.
You're right. What I'm just trying to say is I believe that
I mean,
there
do
can
we
be
want to
common
go through all
grounds.
the other parts with everybody else?
Well, that's what the $75 that Melia paid for.
Was that for tonight?
No, not for tonight.
I thought the $75 was just a reading.
No, the $75 is for a later edited reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You can't understand an experience without having that experience yourself, like how gender dysphoria can only be explained through weird hypotheticals and analogies. I wonder if there's some internal experience of being non-binary that's different to regular gender dysphoria that we just can't understand. I personally highly disagree, because even
mean,
most people that think they experience gender dysphoria have not experienced gender dysphoria. They've
I
experienced
will
a
probably
natural
ask-
confusion.
I will probably ask a couple of my non-binary friends just what their experience for things are, because I like hearing perspectives from different people. Honestly, to get a gauge of like, I already have like a basic understanding, but I also like getting into the nitty-gritty.
I also think that you don't necessarily need to have the experience in order to be an expert on it, because that's what research and previous understanding is for. There's a reason why people become professionals so that they can help people that are going through these issues. And not all of the guy that diagnosed me with my autism didn't have autism. I can tell you that much because he told my mother he didn't. So unless he was wrong to not do that, I think that's fine. I think that professionals should be allowed to educate people on that. I don't think you have to have the experience in order to understand it.
Yeah. So before we move on to the next part, I just want to clarify, because if people hate somebody, I want them to hate them for the right reason. So I think it's important to hate people for the correct reasons.
Agreed.
The other audio is him talking about how he doesn't think children can be transgender and children shouldn't go through gender reassignment surgery, which I kind of agree with. Sorry, guys. Children don't know they're trans. That's life. They physically cannot, based on our understanding of how gender dysphoria works.
I have nothing.
Do you two have any comments on that?
Well, I will say that I do agree. Again, like, my parents were like, when you're in our house, you need to grow and learn. And I agree. Children are stupid when they're young. Again, when I went to therapy, I learned that I was wrong. I don't really, people can say I'm transphobic for that, but literally I had gender dysphoria. So if I'm transphobic for changing my mind after a therapist and I walked through like the deep psychological issues I had, fine. But I don't believe that children have full faculties of their brain, because they don't.
Oh, well, the big one is they specifically cannot have gender dysphoria, because gender dysphoria is specifically a hormonal imbalance combined with specific amounts of gray matter in the brain.
Mm-hmm.
So anyone under the age of puberty physically cannot have gender dysphoria because they do not have hormone development yet.
Right.
It is scientifically impossible. It's like, I'm sorry people don't understand that.
And we were told to trust the science.
Fun fact, every human will have some form of gender dysphoria up until they finish puberty completely.
Not like 25?
Which for the person is age 25.
Yeah.
Because gender dysphoria is based on a hormonal imbalance, and your hormones are constantly developing up until you're 25, everyone will have some level of gender dysphoria at different parts in their life up until they hit 25.
Well, there you go.
Which is why you only know after you've hit 25 and your hormones have finished developing if that's going to be a lifelong issue you're going to have, or if it was just a temporary thing you had when you were growing up.
There we go. And again, we don't say this to be like rude to people, because again, if people are suffering, you should get help and you should try to understand what's wrong with your body. Sometimes people just have depression. Sometimes people have bipolar disorder. Sometimes people are just weird. I get it. We all are a little bit different. But, like, children are imperfect and they can't make choices. Like, hell, if you don't trust to give a child a weapon of mass destruction, why are you saying that they can make personal choices about their bodies? Because they can't.
That's a weird comparison, but you do you.
Well, what would you compare it to?
One.
What would you compare it to then?
I just compare it to any life-changing decision.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Like, do you say, let's just make it like a really easy one, like getting your tubes tied or getting your
It's simple, yeah.
Simple, but think about like in the permanent way, like, because you can actually get your tubes like severed, which will make it like permanently you can never have children again.
Mm-hmm.
Would you allow a 16-year-old girl to get her tubes tied without like having any experience in life, without ever knowing if she'd want kids? If it was a permanent thing that she could never undo, would you immediately say, yeah, sure, fuck it, you can do it, why not?
I'm sure some parents would be okay with that.
Because it is going to permanently change herself for the rest of her life, and she'll never be able to undo it.
Yeah.
And she's so young, do you really think she'd have like a good grasp of exactly what that means or how she's going to feel about it in 20 years?
Yeah, and it's like, the thing with, like, even if, like, you know, a boy wants to transition into a girl and stuff, they need to, like, they should wait until after they go through their full developmental cycle, because, like, you know, looking at Jazz Jennings, she has never gone through her proper puberty.
Her life is fucked, by the way.
To get
I feel bad
the
for
bottom
her.
surgery, to get the bottom surgery, they need to use they need to use whatever dangly bits that are there,
The schmeats.
to turn into the, ideal female,
The vagina.
I'm trying to not get demonetized
The
here.
China.
Anyways.
You need
We're
to give
way
them
past
the
getting
China.
demonetized.
Shut up.
No, man,
Anyways,
it's the China.
I've said fuck enough times that we're demonetized.
Shut the fuck up. Anyways, they need to work with what was developed there in order for someone to be able to, have the parts that they want. Jazz Jennings
we
has
will
had
have an entire trans stream one day where we all get canceled.
Oh my gosh.
It's like Jazz Jennings had 4 essentially failed bottom surgeries because there was absolutely nothing to work with.
Yeah, they kept trying again.
I
And
remember
it's just
hearing
like,
about that.
But yeah,
It
don't worry,
sucks.
guys. We'll have a trans-specific stream one day so we can all get canceled together.
It's like, it really fucking sucks. I feel so fucking bad for her because she didn't deserve any of what she went through. But unfortunately, you have to go through that first puberty before the doctors have anything to work with to help you get the ideal body that you want. Because anything before then, you're just destined for, you're already going to be medicalized for the rest of your life, but it's just going to make it a whole lot harder.
Yeah,
The Marina thing didn't get you canceled. You're probably in the clear. Now, Marina kind of shot herself in the foot, so...
Yeah. I think one thing that a lot of people... and then we will get back on this, because we do need to get back on this, but I think one thing that a lot of people don't realize is if you do get that bottom surgery done, you are legitimately in pain for the rest of your life. A lot of people don't know this. When you get that surgery... So here's a quick classification. When you get that done, your body counts you getting that surgery done as an open, gaping wound. And you have to constantly keep that wound open by dilating. And if you do not do that, it will close the wound that is your new bits down there. All right? So your body, you will be literally for the rest of your life dependent on a medical system. And I'm not saying that you should or shouldn't do that. If you feel like it's going to help you, do it. I feel like, though, that you should understand what's going on there, because most people that I hear that do that are stuck for the rest of their lives with pain. Like it's
Anyways,
yeah.
Continue to move on. Like I said, we could discuss this one day. We can all get ourselves canceled.
Yes.
But so, Papi's response to being called transphobic, which I'm gonna firmly say he's not transphobic. I don't really care about a lot of the stuff that was brought up, but his response to being called transphobic was saying that he had raised money for a charity called the Treasurer Project, which granted he did raise $2,200 for it, but he tried to take credit for apparently like a group he has on Twitch called the Wrecking Crew, which collectively raised $42,000 for it.
He tried to say he made all that $42,000.
He tried to kind of claim the 42K when, like, yeah, he made the group, but I don't think he told anybody in that group specifically to stream. And it's my understanding that he is not particularly involved in his own group, other than the fact, like, he made it and then just kind of left it to do its thing.
Interesting. It's a bit scummy. Listen,
But it's just one of those things, like, just because you did a nice thing for a person of a certain persuasion doesn't mean you are a friend to everyone of that persuasion. It is literally the I have one black friend argument. But in a charity, you don't even have the one trans friend. You just gave a trans charity some money, and then you said, yay. I also agree with the person that says he didn't technically donate this money. He did a charity stream. His viewers donated this money.
He was just telling them to, you know.
I'm not saying charity streams are bad, but you notice when you hear like a lot of other people talk about charity streams, they say, my community raised this much money for charity. They don't say I raised this much money for charity.
Yeah.
Which is a much more accurate thing to say, because it's not you, it's your community.
Exactly.
Unless you're actively putting money into it, which is why with the really big streamers, sometimes you see people that every person that donates, I'll donate $100 or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, after Gerard, I'm never really, like, enjoying streamer charities ever again. I don't trust streamers with charities, period, anymore. And I'm not saying that they're bad, but I just don't trust charity streaming anymore, period.
Yeah. This next part's something I brought up earlier. This is just how he went back and edited the document to include an apology for what he said after he claimed he never said it to start with, so...
Yeah, and also to note the date on when those two audios came out, it was July. It was July.
Yeah, July 25th, 2023, and September 13th, 2023.
Interesting.
So even though I personally don't believe either of these are like these damning evidence of an extreme transphobe, he did try and say these were like things way in his past that he would never do again, when it's literally like the newest one is what, 3 months ago, 4 months ago?
Well, depending on how far in the past he thinks is far in the past, maybe it is far in the past for him.
When you're 31, 4 months is not that far.
I
couple
agree.
years I don't even think is that far when you're 31.
I agree, but in his head, maybe he thinks this is that's far in the past. Who knows?
Like, when I think I was an extreme asshole in the past, I'm thinking like 10 years. I'm not thinking like a couple months ago.
Fair enough.
And I'm younger than he is, so...
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it is funny that he tried to claim these didn't exist. Then he tried to claim that they're way in the past and he doesn't believe any of them, and in reality they were 4 months ago.
Goodness.
The final statement, do you want to just like read it out completely?
Yeah, may as well. It's a good tilder.
Did you want to do it?
You want to read it?
I think one of the women should read it.
I can read it. I
Since it
haven't
is
read
the
very
final
much.
statement.
I didn't get to read
Occo
anything in the
hasn't-
past.
Yeah.
Okay. I once loved Papi, but the relationship was toxic to us both, and went on way too long. I never want to see or hear from him again. Papi, you were possessive, and after we broke up, you have told people not to reach out to me and forced friends to pick sides. You wanted me to be alone to suffering. You wanted me to be alone to suffer, knowing that I had abandonment issues. You even tried to keep tabs on me from afar to the point where you blew up and blocked me from seeing a single picture of me sitting beside someone in VR chat, forming your own narrative when the person you were making accusations about wasn't even there. You claimed you wanted no contact, but were found stalking Spoodle's entire stream when I was present, or would insult him and my friends in other streamers' chats. You actively demonized me to whoever would listen to you, and have hurt so many people from your own selfish gain. You've publicly tried to deplatform me, ruin my career, and intimidate me. I know I am not perfect, and I will own up to my mistakes, but I do not deserve to be demonized to the extent you have done. Take accountability for your actions. I am disgusted in Papi for what he did to me, but also disappointed in a lot of the VTuber community who immediately took what Papi had posted at face value and shattered friendships. That's actually kind of fucked up considering he posted basically nothing. I am moving past the trauma that I have gone through with him and have taken steps to get back on the path of healing, start doing what I love again, and better myself as a person. My true friends have stood by my side, and words cannot express how grateful I am for them all who may have been wronged or victimized by Papi. You are not alone. I hope that Papi can learn and take accountability, reflect on his actions, work on educating himself, and get the help he needs. Thank you for hearing my side.
Yeah. That's where she ended it.
Yep. Now the rest
Everything
of this...
else is her friends kind of covering some of their sides with Papi, which is relevant.
We'll get through that later.
Yeah.
We'll get through it later, but it is relevant that some of this stuff exists, because one of the big arguments from Papi was that, first off, that these people would not side with her, and that second off, that she was the one going behind his back to like turn their friends against him, when he has a lot of evidence of him going to these people to like talk shit about her.
Yeah.
So a lot of it was just him projecting what he had been doing to her and trying to be like, well, she does this to me.
Let's see. I'm trying to find something that we could close off on here. Oh, our favorite little DID system. We can talk about Aspen before we go. Aspen is on at the bottom of page 87.
I did. I immediately clicked the part that said sexual misconduct with minors because, like, wait, what the fuck? Apparently, Aspen did ERP with a 16-year-old on stream.
All right, I will. Let me.
Okay, but listen.
I'm not scrolling any further down because it says R34 artwork. So we're stopping here.
It doesn't show the R34 artwork. It just has, I guess, the links. I don't know.
Well, there's an artwork right here.
I will be the devil's advocate.
Oh, it's on stream.
I will be the devil's advocate, chat. Maybe one of her systems is actually 16, so that makes it okay.
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay.
Not.
I will read the top of the Aspen Frost thing. Okay, Aspen is a person who should have not been involved in the situation, but was brought in by Papi in his document. Given her age and mental conditions, how the fuck old is she? We feel Aspen should not have been brought into this discussion, as they are a person who actively endangers themselves and others. Jesus, they shouldn't be a VTuber. Through their conduct and association online. The only point we'll raise against Aspen here, which we feel is of importance, is Aspen's frequent negligence and endangering of minors in her community. It is why we will no longer be associated with Aspen ever. Do not harass or attack Aspen for any reason. Aspen frequently discusses, shows, or refers to sexual content, 18+ discussion, or pornography, while at the same time claiming to be minor-friendly. Due to this behavior, we feel Aspen is a danger to herself and many minors within her community. Aspen's social media and Discord are all labeled as minor-friendly. Within the rules on her Discord, it states that anyone under the age of 13 is not welcome. Minors between the age of 13 and 17 are welcomed in. Aspen also has at least one minor as a moderator of her Twitch and Discord.
Oh.
Because of this, the following rules states that it is always assumed minors are present, meaning everything Aspen says, posts, and links to are done with the assumption that minors will see, such as her stream announcements or tweets.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see it here. We don't check ID, so we have no idea how old someone really is. We need to always assume minors are present.
See, sexual conduct with minors. Below are VOD clips and videos posted and streamed by Aspen. Aspen on New Year's Eve 2023, pointing out and discussing erotic roleplay and sex to her moderator, who turned 16 2 days before the stream. Aspen's short post on December 3rd, 2023, pointing out her Rule 34 page and displaying cropped pornographic artwork. Aspen short posted on December 26, 2023. Screenshots are displayed of comments from her community members stating that her previous video led them to looking up her pornographic content on Rule 34. Gross. Ew. Aspen stream on December 17th, 2023, where she showed she browsed the dating app Flirtle. What the fuck? Flirtual. That sounds fucking stupid. And discuss dating members of her chat. A chat which, again, allows minors.
I will say that one's weak.
I'm gonna say that if anybody names a startup company that, they deserve to get shut down.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll say the last one is weak, though.
Yeah. Keep in mind, these videos and streams are always linked to from her Discord, which, as stated previously, allows minors. Here are screenshots from her Discord server proving that she announces her YouTube videos, TikToks, and tweets. Let's see. It's dating app, TikTok Live.
Oh gosh.
Huh?
What?
It's just the Loveness crowd control. I vaguely know what that is because Loveness is a sex brand. What the hell?
Below our post from Aspen's Twitter account. Keep in mind, all tweets are made on her Twitter are accessible through her Discord. So you didn't know what this was 3 minutes ago. I can never go back. I own 3 of them. Ew, gross. Oh no.
She's an auntie.
She's an auntie.
She's an auntie.
You can't be an auntie and a monster fucker.
You can't be an auntie and a furry.
Wait. An 18+ thread on why furry not safe for work is acceptable and lolly not safe for work isn't by an ethical monster fucker. Okay, I'm sorry, but you're you're getting dangerously close to ethical zoo.
Okay. My continue my brain.
Anyways,
This thread will cover furry not safe for work, fantasy dildos, and the Harkness test.
The what?
For those
the
who don't know, the
Harkness
Harkness test, Lolly's passed the Harkness test, so, like, fuck yourself.
What is a Harkness test?
The Harkness test is based on Professor Harkness. Can I just search it? Should be fine.
I mean, the Harkness test is in the next
I know your
thread.
name. Here, I can just show this image. An illustrated guide to the Harkness test. Are you an adult? Hiss. Do you want to fuck? Gronk. Do not fuck this. It is because this is a non-human creature that is not speaking or communicating in a language you can understand and is assumed to not be, like, sentient. And then the other one, are you an adult? Certainly. Do you want to fuck? Of course. It is because even though it is a non-human creature, it is displaying communication, and it is identifying that it is above the age of consent.
Okay, so it's about the law of consent, basically.
However, the Harkness test would probably apply to a real-life situation if we were to, like, meet aliens, and we should probably... But the Harkness test, in general, is just stupid. The only good thing that ever came out of the Harkness test is a Pokemon short where the professor is called Professor Harkness, and it's about the main character wanting to fuck a Vulpix. You should not be applying it to fictional media. No one cares. It's fictional. Get over it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fictional, like, I don't know, like, the thing that utterly bothers me is how people will try and say, oh, that's a minor in fictional media, and it's just like, yeah, but you also play video games where you kill people and chop people's heads off. Are you saying that you're murdering people? Like, that is, like, in my opinion, the easiest argument to make. It's fiction. Nobody cares. All right? Nobody cares. It's weird, but nobody cares.
Oh yeah, they had the full Harkness test thing below it. My bad. But it's
They
still
tried
kind of hard
telling
to see, so... I was not expecting this to be the closing. Yeah, no, we went from,
Me neither.
relationship abuse to just pedophile.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Okay. So,
I don't want to worry.
thread 7 out of 8 is where they talk about how Lolly is bad, icky poo poo.
Lolly, not
see.
safe for work, depicts underage
Yep.
characters engaging in sexual acts with
Not
each other.
always.
Not always with each other, and often adult characters. Not always. Minors cannot consent. We do not play the "it's just art, it's not real" card here. You can't see. They don't say anything else. They just say, "Well, we can't just say it's fictional," but it is fictional.
If it's okay, if it's fictionally okay for you to fuck a dog in fiction, that's fucked, but it's fiction. Nobody's gonna arrest you over fictionally fucking a dog. I've seen it in roleplay all the time. And nobody's gonna get arrested over it. I'm just saying. I don't, like, obviously, I think that's disgusting.
Somebody
and-
replies to disagree with them about the Harkness test. They say the Harkness test is unreliable as a guide to consensual monster fucking, because that would qualify nearly every Pokemon as passing the test. But I know y'all would call someone out for drawing not safe for work of an adult trainer and a Pikachu or some shit. And it says, actually, no. I think Pokeporn is acceptable if it passes the test. However, the dynamic between trainer and Pokemon could create an unethical power imbalance, much like teacher and student.
I'm not unhinged.
Case by case basis.
I'm not unhinged, Tim. I'm just saying.
That's not the furry flag, that's the monster fucker flag.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm sorry, but as I guess I would be labeled as an unethical monster fucker. You can go eat some
Unethical?
rocks. Hey, I am a monster fucker that. Okay. Hi, Faust!
Unethical?
Oh my God, Faust! We're talking about monster fucking. It's your
Unethical?
favorite thing. I am an unethical monster fucker. Get me a xenomorph. I will lean over.
I don't
and be
think
like,
that's
Hey.
okay.
Can xenomorph say, "Hey, yeah, I'm
Just
down"?
looming
No.
non-con monsters.
Also, what are they talking about that it would qualify nearly every Pokemon?
Most
Because
Pokemon don't know how to talk.
most Pokemon don't know how to talk, but there are a couple, like, I guess you could argue that Alakazam possesses, like, a galaxy brain, But does galaxy brain necessarily mean you're sentient?
No, it depends. I
was thinking about that one day. Like, it's a weird monster fucker argument. But, like, if you are an absolute mega genius, does that necessarily mean you're sentient?
Well, I feel... I don't know.
Okay, we can get into the whole monster fucking thing once we start our fansly shit.
There's
Okay?
no laws against the Pokemon, Oka.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the argument that lollies, again, I'm not defending this because I like it. I don't like Lolly and Shotokan.
Lollies are a problem, but you can fuck the wild Pokemon.
What I'm trying to say is the fact that they're trying to justify furry monsters or just animals in general, and yet
specifically fucking a Pikachu.
Exactly. Technically, like, a Pikachu is just like a monster pet. Alright? Trying to justify a monster pet and Lolly and Shota is bizarre to me. I will never understand that. You cannot say one is okay and not the other. They're both fictional. Nobody cares. You're gonna get side-eyed if you talk about it. Just don't talk about it. Sorry, I'm gonna stop.
I've seen more open acceptance for lolly stuff than poke porn.
Me too.
But anyways, let's end stream
though.
here before we start, like, going on this until like 3 a.m.
Yeah,
because it is.
I am gonna go.
1:15 a.m.
Yeah, stop me
We
because
covered everything we wanted to cover.
This person.
We will do.
In betweens.
This person.
We will do a
deserves their own
dramatic
stream.
reading of this.
The whole thing.
So, are we gonna do the argument where Pikachu is no, but Meowth is okay? Please do not do this again. No, we're not gonna do this.
Was that an argument?
Yes, it was an argument.
Huh?
Because
On your
Meowth can talk.
stream?
Man.
Was this just like a general argument you saw, or was this something you did on your stream with your followers?
No, Faust was talking about it.
Look, so Lumi's busy tomorrow, but Oka and I will be streaming, and you can come to us with all your poke porn questions. I am quite the
okay.
The connoisseur of the poke porn, so I will have answers for you all.
Oh my gosh! All right, chat. I do have a good song for us to outro here, so.
Okay.
I will let Oka decide the outro
Also,
song.
Meowth is the equal member of Team Rocket, not owned by them. Yeah, fair. Faust, we can talk about the nuances of monster fucking if you want in DMs, because I know we got similar tastes.
Actually, I believe Meowth specifically is owned by Jesse, because there is an episode where they have to pull Meowth into its Pokeball.
My gosh.
I think Meowth actually is owned by Jesse, so they cannot fuck the Meowth. The Meowth is owned.
I don't know why people want to fuck Pokemon. There's this dude on TikTok that literally has an entire, like, skit that he does where he just carries around a Build-A-Bear Vaporeon saying it's his girlfriend, and it makes me want to throw up.
Oh, I'd fuck the shit out of Vaporeon.
Shut up. We will talk about this another day.
But Vulpix is my true love.
Anyway.
We're gonna end stream.
Thank you, chat.
Faust, we can talk about better monsters that we want to fuck another time. So, yeah.
Thank you, chat, for watching. We love and appreciate all of you. If you enjoyed this this verbal abuse stream that we have had to endure, make sure you hit like. Make sure you follow the podcast channel. The support has been amazing. We deeply appreciate it. This stream has been kind of depressing. I'm sorry.
We'll do the dramatic reading of this entire thing maybe in the next couple weeks. And I will do my
We'll get some
love
to edit it.
confession to It's a Gundam probably within the next couple days. Thank you for the follow, Lily. We are going to raid out to Hexa. She is playing BioShock Remastered, so that'll be fun to watch.
I do not have anybody to raid because I am on YouTube, but we are going to play an outro song before we end out. So if you want to hear an outro song, jump over to YouTube. I am going to go ahead and start it.
Yeah, I'm going to end my side. So, good night, everybody. I
I'm
shall
making
see you
this
guys
weird.
on Saturday for Yakuza.
Fucking
Bye,
Brits
chat.
watching,
Hey, you
I'm
guys.
not gonna be a Tonka Saw type motherfucker. And if I get beat, I get beat. You know, I'm not going to. But we'll see if it happens. They're waiting for me to drop. And I did. Drop like a bitch. I'm about to confident in the ring as a pin with his wings flapping his wings. I think I'll pay a visit to Jim. Keem said I ain't made for this, but I ain't lifting a weight till pay pigs. Pay for it. Spend a paycheck on makers and painkillers for my fakes. Every time I get a plane mate jealous. Dude, what kind of world is it where two little girls can lay out the underage date rapist? You think you'll get away with it? And I swear, spit and pray you get AIDS from it. Yeah, keep an eye out. These Portuguese racists make my eyes looking at two different places. Damn, my face is clearly aware what a 5-star base is. Don't ask what my weight is, cause you would think by the way that my face hit the pavement. I was weightless when a rage pick comes back like a sadist. Knock the fuck out and repeat and replay it. Shots to the face, pop in my anus. Drop harder than the latest gun playlist. Shout out to my ladies, my unwanted babies with AIDS. Let's take it back to the 80s. These bitches who hate me may remember to take the shot for the rabies, okay? Next time that a motherfucker steps to me to give a rage pick a hysterectomy for getting stomped on the curb like a re-release, I won't cry for no police. The next time that a motherfucker screams and I'm quivering like a bitch on my goddamn knees, somebody please. The next time believe I won't cry for no police. Yeah, I was assaulted by Grip Bong on the way to some consensual Burger King fuck for being a public figure. That's why I picked on either that or for my microscope picked on. But the clips is out there and the top pick's done. Ain't got no competition, no contest, son. This bitch is gonna have me paying child support for the rest of my life. All of 6 months, so TikTok doesn't sound like the clock. TikTok, how much time do you figure we got before we get a video released on TikTok with my tongue wrapped around the vicious Vickers cock? Jarbo's probably gonna put out a hit song about how I took a shit in my fucking pink thong. Second, I saw a Cog with his friend King Kong. Diabetic socks were perfect to bring along. Now he's playing basketball with my skull. No, I look so masterful as I fall. Damn it, Masterson dog, answer the call. You broke now, bitch. Your hands are your balls. Plus the whole fucking farm's up in arms. Did he suck Fuentes' ball sack or not? Is he just a relentless force that cannot stop riding the damn horse with no car? Next time that a motherfucker steps to me to give a rage pick a hysterectomy for getting stomped on the curb like a re-release, I won't cry for no police. The next time that a motherfucker screams and I'm quivering like a bitch on my goddamn knees, somebody please. But the next time believe I won't cry for no police, bitch.
Come here, little gun shit, you don't scare. Oh yeah, you prepared cause you're gonna get bare. Solid punches to the face from Dan, he's here. 5-star days, bit soon, we in the streets. We're going on a gun hunt, everyone aware. As you're dead to go live and you know that we're there. It's gonna play fair, maybe laugh and stare at your man person diabetic socks that you wear. You got thin skin and 4-inch lifts. You do look 5'1" to me, bitch. Watch as you bleed, as you scream for police. Watch you spit at Dan as you ask for the beats.
Bitch, I keep it 100.
How you gonna keep it when Dan uppercuts your teeth through the ceiling? Thumbed your face like you thumbed Faith, cause Ralph ain't gonna pay for the kids that he's made.
The next time that a motherfucker steps to me to give a rage pick a hysterectomy for getting stomped on the curb like a re-release, I won't cry for no police. The next time that a motherfucker screams and I'm quivering like a bitch on my goddamn knees, somebody please. But the next time believe I won't cry for no police. I'm not gonna be a Tonka Saw type motherfucker. I'll show up. It's much more cowardly to not show up. Jesus Christ, like, that's just pathetic. I would never do that, ever. Worski.